Introducing Passport Bros, your ultimate travel companion. Download the app for free and embark on a journey where your adventures not only become unforgettable memories, but also opportunities to earn. With Passport Bros, your travel content is more than just photos and videos. It's your ticket to a fully monetizable network of like-minded adventurers. Imagine making money from your travel stories. Post videos, share your experiences, and let the world be a part of your journey. But that's not all. Connect with travelers from around the globe, join co-ed groups, and make lasting friendships, perhaps even with foreign women who share your passion for exploration. And here's the best part. Store your earnings securely in your Passport Bros wallet. No hassle, no worries. Just seamless transactions wherever your travels take you. Looking for the best local experiences? Passport Bros has got you covered. Get personalized recommendations for tour guides, rentals, and the hottest clubs in town. Did we mention the app is absolutely free to download? That's right. Your passport to a world of adventure is just a click away. And here's the cherry on top. With Passport Bros, you can make money while exploring new places. Turn your passion for travel into a source of income, right from your mobile device. So what are you waiting for? Download Passport Bros now, share your journey, connect with fellow explorers, and let the adventure begin.
Download now on the App Store and Google Play.
All right. And we are live. Welcome, family, to another show. We have a great guest today here with my man, Global Loopy G. He's going to tell us about his experience, his first experience down in Medellin, Colombia. Now, I know we have a lot of stories coming out of Medellin, Colombia, of guys getting drugged, robbed, and then, unfortunately, some cases murdered out there. But every now and then, I like to show the positive. If you do move correctly and you hook up with the right people, you can have a great time out there in Medellin, Colombia. So I want to welcome to the show my man Global Loopy G.
Man, appreciate it, BMT. What's going on?
You tell me, man. It was something like you fresh off. You fresh off a nice little vacation. I would call it a vacation. You was out there for a minute.
Yeah, man. Crazy thing is, my neighbor across the street didn't even know where I was at. So when she saw me the other day, she was like, "Oh, I ain't seen you in a while." I was like, "Yeah, I was in Colombia for a couple months." She was like, "Oh, okay. How was your vacation?" I said, "I wasn't vacationing. I was living." Vacation is like a weekend. 5 days, 7 days. No, I was out there living, man.
Excellent, man. And it was your first time. Was it your first time out the country or?
No, so that wasn't my first time out the country. I've been out the country. I've been to Jamaica. Puerto Rico is out the country, but it's still U.S. soil. I've been to Mexico. Those stays were like about between 4 to 7 days. So this was my first time just saying, "Hey, I'm gonna go, deep down south and sit there for a while."
Okay, excellent, man. And on a scale of 1 to 10, how safe did you feel out there in Medellin?
To be honest with you, man, I'm from Houston, Texas, man. So, and I grew up in the hood. So, like, I can relate to the culture out there as well. To me, I was at a 10 because I was moving correctly for the most part, basically almost the entire time. When I first landed, before I landed, I connected with a few guys, and one of those guys was very reputable. He not only did experiences and stuff as well. He had luxury vehicles, Sprinter vans. He had bulletproof armored luxury SUVs, and also armed security. So I had quite a few things in place before I touched down there. So I had armed security, as well as I was able to ride and get to and from, depending on where I wanted to go, in an armored luxury vehicle that didn't even look like it was armored.
Okay. So wow, man, you move pretty differently while you was out there.
Yeah, man. Just to be honest with you, BMT man, you know, to do the airport run, it was $100 to have armed security and actually have a driver that was bilingual. So the armed security was ex-military. He was black, of course, didn't speak any English, but he moved very strategically. Something that I really appreciated about him. The driver was bilingual, and just so happened I said, hey, let me go ahead and book these guys for another few hours, just in case. So before I left here to go to Colombia, I extended my appointment with them from the airport pickup to an extra 3 hours. So it was $75 an hour to have armed ex-military security and to be riding around in a luxury bulletproof armored vehicle with all of my belongings. So yeah, it made a lot of sense because when I got to the Airbnb to use the key into the Airbnb, the key got stuck in the keyhole. So I had to call my Airbnb host and I left the key in there. And since I was already moving correctly, I was able to get back in the car and I had a lady friend waiting for me. So we went and picked her up and then we went straight grocery shopping because I had a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment with a full kitchen. So I was planning on doing a lot of cooking and things like that. So I went straight grocery shopping and had somebody watching my back the whole time I was grocery shopping because I spent probably about $300. So it ended up really working out well for me to have that security and moving how I was moving.
Now, did you rock the jewelry while you was there, or?
Hell no. So I didn't take my gold. I didn't take my bracelet. I took a G-Shock. I took a G-Shock watch. I took a G-Shock watch that was all black, and I left my Hublot, and I brought this watch right here, which is a Swiss watch. But I didn't wear this out. So my birthday was December the 13th, so I wanted to make sure I had something nice to wear with my clothes, even though I had booked a private chef for my birthday. So I did bring this watch, but I didn't bring any gold or jewelry other than this watch.
Okay, and now looking back on it, do you think you would hire armed security again when you visit Medellin again, or you think it's not that serious?
Yeah, so of course I will, and I'm gonna tell you every time that I ordered armed security. And big shout out to Juan, man, my boy Juan with Discovery Travels, man. I actually found out about him watching a Passport Heavy video, man. And I reached out to Juan, and Juan was like, he was like the person I wanted to talk to because I was gonna book armed security with a totally different company. And once I talked to him, he was talking more of my language, and he was reputable because he was on Passport Heavy video. So I said, I'm finna holler at you, you know. And it ended up working out. So I used him for my airport pickup. When my homie flew out here, we used them for the airport pickup, the airport drop off, because of course we're traveling with all of our belongings. So this wasn't a vacation for me. So I had my MacBook Pro, I had all three of my iPhones, you know, like I had, you know, all my stuff basically that I needed to work and, you know, continue working. So he also had experiences as well. So for the airport pickups and drop offs, I utilized his services. And then as well, when we did certain experiences, when he came and picked me up personally, I'm like, man, I want you to come pick me up, man, so we can hang out. He came and picked me up because his personal car was a armored, armored Land Cruiser, armored Land Cruiser. So it was a luxury vehicle, but it's a different type of Land Cruiser, bulletproof, smoke proof and stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna use him every time I come to Colombia. It don't cost much. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, I would love to have somebody like that in pocket every time.
So man, you was well prepared. Was it because of some of the stories that you heard? I know you paid for a consultation for me, and I gave you some information as well. But you was more prepared than any cat I ever known to go to Colombia. Was it
Yeah,
because of the information that you was receiving online, or?
uh, so basically, I have a different type of background. Right now, I'm in real estate, but before real estate, I was in the street. So I've had my share of almost getting killed and knowing what that feels like, and actually coming up, you know, in the hood and stuff like that. So I just know how to move strategically, and I knew that would be best for me. As far as a lot of the negative content that was being that the negative content about Medellin, I just disregarded all of that because I knew I wasn't coming to party, and I knew I wasn't going to be where all of the expats be. Like I was really, there to absorb the culture. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, I didn't really pay attention to all of what they were saying, because after a while it just seemed like a lot of regurgitated information. And I'm the type, I like to speak positivity into existence. So I knew my rodeo was going to be different just because of how I was moving.
Okay, we got a question here by Daryl Malone. It said, armed guards with bulletproof taxi. That is a bit over the top, don't you think? Do you think it was over the top?
That's for you, but for someone that's like me, that hey, I see that I'm a very, very valuable person. Then I had the money to spend. I'm not a backpack traveler. You get what I'm saying? So I was moving accordingly because I have the funds to move properly off the top. So to each his own. I don't discredit anybody for moving how they want to move. But yeah, I moved with armed security when I felt like it, and I was riding around with the best transportation when I felt like it. So to each his own. But how I move in Colombia is how I move out here.
Okay, excellent. We got my man Jay Clyde in the building. We got my dude Good Time Grego. He says the Moto boys don't care about armed security. If they want, they're gonna get it. I don't know, Grego. I doubt that.
Hey, let me tell everybody else something. So and like I'm cool with everybody kind of throwing their shots because like I'm not a mushy dude. Like I live how I live for real in real life. So the thing is, it depends on that person. Me myself personally, I know nobody's gonna shoot up a car that's bulletproof, and if the car is smoke proof as well, I'm not getting smoked out. So I sent you the video, BMT, where he was explaining about the car and about the vehicle. So it's up to you all if you want to get back home safely. Me, I'm back in Houston safely after spending, over 50 days in Medellin, Colombia, moving how I chose to move.
Okay. Yeah, let's you say you got a video here? Is it one of these videos?
Yeah, it'd definitely be one of the videos because I sent it to you. Well, where it say 203 all the way over. So that was the blockade Narajena Minorista where you buy all your fruits and vegetables. Yeah, and I'm vegan, so that was the perfect place for me, man. But the video where I'm riding with the armed security is all the way over where you see 203.
Okay, I don't see the numbers.
Keep going. One more. Right there, and then the one after that. Yep.
Okay.
So that's my guy one. That's my guy one. He breaking everything down.
Okay, let's play it.
You can get it in Colombia, depending on the year and depending on the model, starting at $60,000. You can go out to the newest version, the most equipped one, for irrisory, a ridiculous amount of $175,000. And that will be the Land Cruiser LC200. This one right here, in which we're sitting at, comes with a level 3 plus bulletproof. It will resist pretty much any caliber. And it's also gas or any type of a smoke proof. And yeah, it's all
smoke proof too?
Smoke proof, and it's all bulletproof. So torpedo, the top.
My man said torpedo. My man around moving like the president around Colombia, boy. I see you.
Of just straight running after they just run out of, or after being shot. Everything that you see is bulletproof on this vehicle. It'll cost you, depending on the company and depending on how many perks do you want, it will cost you from $60,000 to $35,000. Depending on the level of the bulletproof, you can get certain perks or certain access.
Yeah, the next one you see, I'm showing the security guard with me.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Have you seen the Holy Mary?
Oh yeah, I went over that the other day. Yeah.
It gets crowded and packed.
Make you get religious. Hey man, I feel very safe. Shout out to One. Shout out to the security. Hey, y'all need to tap in with One. Man, this is an awesome experience. I'll make sure I tag him in a video. If you come to Medellin,
tap in with one, and hey, be tuned. Next video coming. A very
Hold on,
Yeah.
hold on, bro.
So
My man
hold
trying
on.
to get
So hold on. Let me.
Oh, yeah.
So for those that may not know, you know how to move when you know living a certain life. Yeah, you know that's how we was moving, and this guy actually met me in the airport with the strap. So when I walked out the airport, I walked out with the strap. So this was something that, like here in Houston, like the security not walking in the airport with you with the strap. This dude right here was in the airport, inside the airport with the strap. So you know, people can kind of make their own perception, but if you want to stay safe, you actually see how you can do it just by watching me.
Yeah, my man TF says it makes sense to be fully secured leaving and going to the airport. And you're right. And you know what? It might seem like this is a little overkill, but it's not. And I'm gonna tell you why. I remember it was either at Medellin or Barranquilla's airport when they be fooling people with the Ubers. Like,
Yep,
you know,
I heard that story.
yeah, like my first time in, I believe it was Medellin. You know, I'm walking out and I see the car. He's like, "Come on, man!" Like, and I'm like, oh, "Okay, this must be my Uber." And I'm looking at him. I'm like, I'm from the hood too. Something right. So I look at the tag. I'm like, you almost got my ass. Your ass gonna pull my ass right around the corner somewhere and rob the shit out my ass. So you absolutely right, bro.
Say, man, I heard a couple of those stories. So one thing about me, I had all iPhones. And I was like, hey man, I'm just gonna go down here and make sure I go the right way because people was talking about the taxis. So I was like, man, I'm not getting no taxis. And from the airport to Medellin, I know it was a little ways away, so I wasn't gonna risk playing around with an Uber. So I said, hey, let me just make sure I do everything right the first time. So yeah, a lot of people may think this stuff is overkill, but that's them, man. Like shit, they ain't got the money for it. I had the money for it, so I'm gonna move properly.
Speaking of that, we got Cool Cat. He says, "How much was this service for the ride and security? Do you mind?"
So one charges $100 for the airport pickup with armed security. Of course, it's cheaper for the airport pickup. Is like $30 for the airport pickup. But I wanted armed security and the armored vehicle, so that was 100. You get what I'm saying? And then something told me to order another 3 hours because for security, he charges $75 per hour and is a minimum of 3 hours. Okay, so that was aside from the airport pickup. So I went on ahead and booked him, the security and the driver for another 3 hours, which was $75 an hour. So that was $225 for that. So all together it was like three something or something, 325 all together. You know, and like I said, once I got to the Airbnb, the key got stuck in the lock. So it was perfect for me to have that security because we went to go pick up my little chick. We went to the grocery store. And then once we went to that ain't hers. I had a whole lineup, bro. That ain't hers. So we went and picked her up.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we went and picked her up, and then went to what is called Euro, something like that. Euro. So that was the main, like one of the main change aside of Éxito. So we went there and was able to get all my groceries. And by the time I got back to the apartment, the key was ready and I was good. They had got the key out and stuff.
Okay. My man said, Rich King said you was moving like Pablo Escobar out there.
I went and met Pablo Escobar brother, man. Yeah, I moved like that out here in the States, bro. But yeah, I actually went and met his brother, man. That was dope.
Nice. So to explain what we got going on here with your hold on, let me pull your photos up real quick. Where we at?
He say ninja, that's our chick. Yeah, for real, it is. Yeah, it is. hey, we hey, it ain't caring if you ain't sharing. How they said?
Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know what they talking about in the chat. You know.
Yeah, they be lighting it up.
Yeah, I'll be getting like I don't know, for some odd reason I've been getting a lot of trolls lately. I don't know why.
Man, we don't sweat them. That we don't sweat them. So what the video that you pulled up, right? This place right here, man, is a dope spot, right? So they have the Mi Norista, which is the main one. Then they have another one that is like in Envigado, and it's called Bloque Narajana Mayorista. And this is like a huge warehouse. It go from one end to the block to the next, and it's all fruits and vegetables. And I have a plant-based lifestyle, so I don't eat any animal products. So on Airbnb, you can book experiences, and one of the experiences was a fruit and vegetable tour. So I booked this tour for Saturday, but I landed out there Thursday night, and I went grocery shopping just to make sure if I didn't like this already, at least I had groceries already. But this is the main place where I went and did all my grocery shopping, and you get all of the produce fresh out the dirt. So the farmers bring all of their produce here into this big, huge warehouse with the dirt still on it. And the quality of this produce was amazing. And this was the most this was the culture shocking experience for me. This showed me the cost of living and the quality of life was so much better right there, hands down, because I'm big on fruits and vegetables, man, because that's all I eat.
Okay. And we got this beautiful young sister here, man.
Yeah, she was cool too, man. So man, like I told you, I actually hung out with her for Christmas. Of course, I don't have any family in Colombia. And she was a chica that I was kind of pre-gaming with right before I had went to Medellin. So before I went to Medellin, a month and a half, I kind of started pre-gaming, learning, trying to figure out who all was how to manipulate the system, right? So people were saying don't use Tinder, but I was like, okay, I have to connect with some people, right? So what I was doing, I was reaching out to all of the chicas that was more open to long-term relationships or just was undecisive, that really didn't know where they was at with it. But all the ones that were short-term and looking for fun, I was kind of like just pushing those to the left and only just hitting the other ones. I was swiping right on the other ones that wanted long-term relationships and stuff like that, which led me to having some cool friendships and stuff, and she was one of them.
Okay, excellent. I got a super chat here. The first super chat of the day by Bishop NYC23 with a $4.99 super chat. I really appreciate that. He says, you were there for 50 days. How often did you use the security services? I'm pretty sure you're talking about security services.
So I used it when I first got there, of course. I did a couple of experiences with him because, of course, he does travel experiences as well. So I did a couple of experiences with him. We did the ATV rides. He took me to Pablo Escobar's brother house. And then he took me to another one of Pablo Escobar's properties. It was another museum I went to. And my homie, he flew out here so we can have our company business meeting. And we used it for then, and then we sent him back. So when it was time for him to go back to the airport, we used that service again. And then for my airport trip back, we used it again. So probably about 6-7 times or something like that, maybe 8. You know what I'm saying? I can't really count, but it was enough to where I used him multiple times, and that's my bro. You know what I'm saying? And if y'all want to utilize the service, I would suggest you use him because he's reputable and you will be safe. You know what I'm saying? I can guarantee that.
Okay. All right.
Yes, the Columbia ain't no Black History Month down. Yeah, man. So a lot of people, like when I first started pre-gaming BMT, bro, like I was surprised that.
Okay, we might have lost him for a little quick second. He should come back in.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I lost you for a quick second, but you good now.
Yeah, so I definitely wanted to make sure I tap into the chocolate out there, man, so I can understand, the culture all together. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I had a few chocolate sisters, bro, and they was dope people to hang around. There was multiple experiences that I booked prior to coming to Colombia. Like after I booked my apartment, experiences came up on Airbnb. So I had booked different type of experience, like the fruit and vegetable tour. I booked that, empanada class, coffee plantation, and things like that. So I booked every trip. I booked every experience for 2 people, whether I had an official date or not. Right. So that way I have a date. I book it. I had already booked, planned every Sunday to do something throughout the city. So yeah, man, this young lady right here, she was dope, man. We went to the coffee plantation together. She didn't speak any English, but she was very patient with me and me trying to learn English. So man, this was us at the nail shop, you know, doing some cool stuff. And what was crazy about this chick right here, I had went grocery shopping one day. The next day or two, no, the next 2 days, I had went and bought pots and pans. So of course the apartment had dishes, pots and pans, but I wanted to eat fresh stuff that no one used because I'm vegan. So I know that they cooked meat with it. So I went and bought all new pots, pans, plates, glasses, all that, even a juicer. And came. Yeah, she came. Yeah, man. Yeah, I even brought my own towels and stuff, bro. Yeah, I ain't play. So she came to the apartment and seen all the stuff stacked up. I'm gonna send you that video, bro. She literally came in and was like, you want me to clean this stuff up? You want some help? I'll clean up the kitchen. I was like, nah, you can wait till in the morning. And she 23. You know what I'm saying? So just it was like little different experiences that just hit me. It's like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like,
okay, speaking of that, and I know we love our sisters back in the States, but did you see some differences, you know, in the women that you was dating there in Colombia versus some of the women in America?
Of course, like this was one of the main things, man. Didn't this was my first time meeting her actually in person. You get what I'm saying? And the first thing she asked when she walked through the door, she didn't ask me could she have something to drink or anything. She saw all those boxes, man, and on everything. She was like, hey, she pulled out the translator, like, do you want me to clean this up? You know, like I'll like we can open up the boxes. I'll clean the kitchen. I like, nah, just wait till the morning. So that right there was very, very important to witness. You get what I'm saying? Along with the women, bro, they're very soft spoken. They didn't raise their voice at all, bro. Another thing is they keep their toothbrush with them. They brush their teeth after every meal. It's so many things that men don't talk about that's in the travel space, but those were some things that was, and they take like 2-3 baths a day, man. They wake up, as soon as they wake up, they go in the bathroom and get their whole self together, and you don't even see them. Then they come out the bathroom and start cooking and cleaning and stuff like that. So it's like things like that that kind of set a different tone. You know what I'm saying? You know, just waking up early in the morning. I'm up early naturally, right about 4 or 5. Man, the women would get up, go to the bathroom, get themselves all the way together, then come out. Hey, what you need me to do? Things like that. So that was dope.
Okay. I want to holler at my man Yoga in the building. He says Afro Latina, thumbs up. We got Shadow Hawk says BMT should be ashamed, still promoting Medellin, but his ass ran away. All right, Shadow Hawk.
Hey man, I was thinking that too. I was like, man, why the fuck? I was like, man, why my boy leave, man? I was like, man, come on,
hey man, I had to get the hell on, man. No,
then the next thing you know, he talking about how dangerous Medellin is. And I'm like, dude, I'm out here trying to connect with you. You done burn off over here. You talking about how bad it is out here, and I'm living my best life right now.
Hey, you just don't know how many videos people made, man. People made videos. People were calling all my friends. They'll say, man, BMT got the hell on. But I like to move around, man. You know, I like to move around, but I love Colombia.
Yeah.
Shout out to Big Mike. He says, BMT, I'm going back to Colombia and we'll only mess with the Afro Colombians.
Now that right there, I kind of have a mixed feeling about that because I'm gonna be honest, man. Most of the Afro Latinos, they do have an underlying cause, man. And if you are familiar with Medellin, then you'll know most of the Afro Latinos and the Afro Colombians, they're in the slums, they're in the projects and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So like I was in El Poblado, but on the outskirts, I was like right by Santa Fe Mall. So I wasn't seeing a lot of that, but the average woman like was a 7 to 8 easy in that area, but you wasn't seeing a lot of Afro Latinas. So once I got to really moving around with the Afro Latinas and they were showing me where they were from and where they stay and things like that, it started making sense to why, you know, it didn't take them that much longer to ask for something. You get what I'm saying? So some of them was super cool, but some of them they would try you, you know what I'm saying, to ask you for something, you know, off the muscle, you know. But for the most part, my experience with them was dope. The only thing that I would say that they would normally do is order the highest thing on the menu, and that's usually shrimp or salmon. You know what I'm saying? Some stuff like that. But you know, out here, the highest thing on the menu was like, you know, in between 20 to 36 mil peso, which is the, you know, equivalent to $12 to, you know, $15 for the highest thing on the menu. You know, so it's like, yeah, go ahead. You get what I'm saying? So this was one chick, man. She would ask me like, "Hey, can I get this?" You don't care if I get this, right? So I'm like, "Nah, man, get what you want." So, you know, just knowing that you can get 2 entrees, 2 appetizers, 2 fresh fruit drinks, and, you know, a couple of regular drinks with alcohol or whatever, and you're not even spending over 100 mil peso, which is the equivalent to about $25. So, man, you know, just dating was dope. You know what I'm saying? And it was cost efficient.
You know, that's a big, somewhat a dilemma in the passport bro circles. Is the 50-50 and the, you know, being a sole provider. But a lot of times when you go into a different country, man, things are different. You know, as in America, yeah, you might go Dutch on a date, or, you know, they still be complaining, they still be asking for money. You know, like it's kind of like the same to a certain degree. But yeah, you got to imagine that you're in probably the most wealthiest zona in Colombia. You're right, you in Poblado, so they coming from you know, a poorer situation, and of course they're looking at you like, you know, you're a man of means, basically. You know, you're a high value man of means from the empire, from America. You speak English, you're an Englishman to a certain degree. That's how they looking at you. So you're gonna have to expect that in some cases, not all cases, because you got women that are doctors and lawyers out there as well. But in some cases, especially when they're young, like, you know, they're going to be asking for little things here and there. And some guys are comfortable with that, and some guys aren't comfortable with that. Because I did have friends that used to say, "Oh man, BMT, I'm tired of these chicks asking me for everything, and I got to pay for their Uber, I got to pay for this, got to pay for that." And I'm like, well, you was complaining in America about, you know, the women in America being not feminine and everything. So you got to kind of give and take a little bit, give and take and give and shake a little bit. You can't. It's not a perfect situation nowhere in the world. The perfect situation would be she make money, you make money, but women have a different relationship with money than we do.
Yeah, BMT. To be honest with you, man, like it's so many pointers where that, you know, it made a difference, right? So say for instance, you know, they coming over, you know, and when they come over, they're straightening up. They come up, they once they wake up, they helping you clean up. You know, it was like certain things that they was doing that made sense. And Ubers is so cheap, man, out there. And one thing that really blew my mind, I had a cool chick. She was 20. She was 23. The other one was 23, and I had another 22-year-old. They was super cool. So I had my fun with the 20 all the way to the MILFs. So I went from 22 all the way to 43. You know what I'm saying? I had my share, right? Within that amount of time. And it wasn't a bunch of pay for play. These were conversations. They vibe and they come and hanging out with me, you know. So like just knowing how they carry themselves and stuff like that was enough for me. I had one chick, man, she 22, man, she did not want an Uber. She like, get me a moto. That blew my mind, because you want a moto, man, I'm finna get you the highest Uber. You don't want to get, give me a moto. I want to get there fast, man. Every time she came, she wanted me to send her a moto to her, and then when she go back home, she want a moto, and it's like not even $2, if that, for the moto. And girl threw that helmet on, jump on the back of that thing, well, gone. I say, shit, she my type. She cool as hell.
Yeah, that's how you know. That's how you know they really trying to rock with you. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I know in
No,
some cases. I know in some cases when a chick might be in Beja or something, and I'd be like, it's a little far. She's like, oh no, just give me the Uber to the train station. I take the train from there, and I'm be like, you sure? She's like, yeah. They don't really be caring. They really be trying to rock with you. I want to catch a super chat by Cool Cat with the 5 super chat. He says, BMT, keep up the good work, and my trolling comes from respectful, comical, brotherly places. Shout out to you, Cool Cat. I didn't think you was trolling, man.
it's
I know
it's a guy in there in the chat. Shadow Hawk. He said, "There's no way this ninja is not paying." So yeah, man, I had a couple of pay for play dates. I ordered a 2-piece, not two together, but two different times, and then I went to a spa. So those are my 3 pay for plays. But to be straight up with y'all on a regular basis, I had a cool lineup, man. And when they was coming to my apartment, I'm 2-bedroom, 2-bath. They never saw the master bed or the master bath. I'm standing in a glass building, everything glass, even the walls. You open up the walls, you bring the outside in. So they coming to a spot. I want to learn salsa. I want to learn Spanish. All that stuff got me all kind of brownie points. Plus, I know how to cook. So I'm in there cooking and putting together stuff, man. Like, dude, yeah, I didn't have to do a lot of pay for play, and I was really chilling. You know what I'm saying?
Don't worry about it, man. That's a little troll. That's a little hater.
No,
I don't got a lot of haters, but I got a few haters that got like 10, 15 different accounts. But I want to catch a super chat by Drew G with a $1.99 cent super chat. Says BMT, isn't that messing up their ecosystem? Not necessarily, man. I see what you're saying, though, but I don't think it's messing up the ecosystem. Guys just being nice. You're an older gentleman, man. She's a beautiful woman. If you want to, assist her in her struggles, then that's on you. That's a personal decision, in my opinion. All right.
Yeah. Hey, it's another one there here. He say, this dude is a Medellin rookie. Those chicas ran his pockets. Now I'm gonna be straight up with y'all, man, on that one right there. Yeah, I'm a Medellin rookie because, of course, this was my first time. But as you can tell, I wasn't moving like a rookie. I was going to where all of the locals were. I wasn't hanging where all of the expats were, meaning I wasn't wearing Versace. I wasn't wearing gold. I was dressed very neat. And plus, I was trying to absorb the culture as well. So, like I said, all of the stuff that I had pre-booked was like classes, empanada class. That was an empanada class right there that you just passed up. I took an empanada class.
Right here?
Yeah, empanada class. I did a fruit and vegetable tour. I did a meditation session class. I did quite a few things, like really absorbing the culture. You get what I'm saying? So like, no, I wasn't out there hanging out and partying. I went to the club one time, and I went to the strip club one time, and I think that was one time. Yeah, I went with Passport Dog. So yeah, like I wasn't out there clubbing and partying, bro. Like I had the club, I had the boom boom room. I didn't have to go nowhere.
Mm-hmm. I want to give a shout out to Snuggles668 with a $4.99 super chat. Man, I really appreciate that. He says, between man and woman, which one naturally has the ability to create and provide by nature's standards, no matter how technological life becomes?
I think that's a trick question. I mean,
it's the man, correct? It's the man, right?
I would easily say the man, but
we've been the providers and protectors since the inclination of humanity. So that doesn't really change.
Yeah. So BMT, this was a dope experience right here, learning how to do the make the empanadas. So the empanada class, it was on Airbnb as well, and I booked that because I wanted to learn, of course, how to make the empanadas. Before I left Houston to go to Colombia, I found a restaurant that made empanadas, and it was a Venezuelan restaurant. So
they got the best.
Yeah, so
I miss them empanadas.
Look. So because I on DoorDash or whatever I use, I was like, man, let me look up some Colombian restaurants so I can taste the culture before I get there. I found this restaurant, and they had some bomb empanadas, and like I said, I'm vegan, so it was surprising to me how they turned out. So I took the class, and this lady spoke English, and she actually spoke Spanish as well. Her sister was the chef, spoke all Spanish. and the experience is actually at their home. And I booked that experience, and I actually got a chance to meet 2 other expats that had been going back and forth out there to Medellin for quite some time. That was a dope experience, and that was in Medellin. Did I say that right? Yeah, it was in Medellin, and bro, that experience was like $20-something. But like I said, I booked everything for 2 people just in case I had a date, you know. So like $50 for that experience, like I was cool with that, you know.
You got your nice little date right here. I see.
Oh, so look, that look, pause it. That's the girl in the picture that looked kind of reddish. At first, she had the Al Puff thing on. She switched it up by the time Christmas came. Yeah, but that's her. So she was teaching me salsa and merengue dancing. And man, she was dope, bro. I ended up hanging out with her for Christmas, and I have a whole story behind that, man. She took me to the projects.
Oh, to the barrios. Okay. Nice, man.
Yeah, so yeah, man, she was teaching your boy, and the view was stupid, man. I had a stupid long balcony, crazy view. So man, I had the club.
Get some of these haters out the chat, man.
God, leave them now. They need to see it. Let it burn their soul, man.
Hey, these dudes be trying to talk shit, knowing they got a booger wolf at the house.
hey, let them talk, man. Like, man, I'm chilling. I'm living.
Black to do love the projects. Oh Lord, you guys, you haters, man. Yeah, I love to see it, brother. I love to see it. Like you enjoying a good time, man. Some grown folk shit at the house.
Yeah, no shoes on. We chilling.
Man. Yeah, man. Let the haters hate. Beautiful Afro Latina.
So the crazy thing is, I actually went to her house for Christmas. Like I said, I didn't have any family, so she invited me over, and I met her family. So she was telling me that she wanted to go to a disco. I said I was cool. I'm cool with it. So I was thinking we was gonna go to like a little club and do some salsa dancing. Man, we left the slums and went to the projects way by Community 13, some stupid tall buildings, and it was a back street that had a cul-de-sac at the end. When I say it was packed with so many people, it was like if you can imagine a Cash Money or No Limit video shoot back in the day when they was at the projects, everybody was out. That's what it was like, man. It was so many Afro Latinos out there, man. Just Afro Colombians, man. That it was like no control out there. She tried to invite me to that thing on New Year's. I say, nah, I'm good. I ain't doing that.
And so let me ask you this: did you have the security then, or you just kind of went with dolo?
No, I went dolo because we was hanging a little while. So I went to a house, and like I thought the disco was like right down the street. Shoot, we went way down by Community 13, man, because she was like on the east side of downtown. You get what I'm saying? So we left from there and went to the projects, man. It was a dope experience, though. I ain't gonna front. It was a dope experience. But I said I wasn't gonna go back there. It wasn't no control.
But did you feel, sometimes you can feel the energy? Did you feel like it was safe, like while you was there, or you was kind of on edge a little bit?
Yeah. So the reason why I felt safe is mainly because of her. She stayed with me. She stayed with me, and if she moved, she held my hand. Her sister so this was on Christmas, right? Her sister had got made up. Her cousin had got himself together. And then her other cousin got himself together, and then she had another cousin. So it was really 6 of us. You get what I'm saying? And we were all in a group, like in a circle, and we were just dancing and parlaying, just chilling. So I was like real cool. I was real cool. But it just wasn't any control. It was just too many people out there. It was no control.
I want to give a shout out to my man Drew G. He's always super chatting and supporting. I really appreciate that. The $1.99 super chat. He says, "Can you ask him if you overtip and why go to the hood?" Well, you already explained why you went to the hood, but
so like I only went to the hood like twice, and that was I went to her house for Christmas, which was a family day. and then I went to the hood another time, and that was to catch the what they call it, the cart, so I can go to Copacabana to the mountains to go to the coffee plantation. So I only went to the hood 2 times. The other times I was going to vegan restaurants in certain spots in certain areas that was perfect for someone like me to get the best amazing view, to see the nicest people, to get the best eye candy. You get what I'm saying? So if I overtipped, yes, I overtipped. And I'm gonna tell y'all the first person that I overtipped on, and I kept overtipping her, and it was a lady that make sugar cane lime juice. And I made sure I tipped her. Man, I gave her over tips every time, and that built a perfect relationship with me and that lady, man. She gave me the most warming hugs ever, man. And I think it's a video of that too on here too, man. But it was dope. This was another experience. So I booked this right here on Airbnb for my birthday, man. And she was a private chef. Come to your place, bring the food for $40 per person. You get what I'm saying? Come and cook a 3-course meal. So it was things like that I was out here doing, you know, I mean, out in Medellin doing, man. But yeah, that was a super dope experience, man. I never had a private chef for $40, man. That was dope.
Okay. Just more than a private chef. Okay.
Yeah, $40 on Airbnb, man. She bring the food and she give you a menu, and you can cook. You pick a appetizer, an entree, and a dessert. You know what I'm saying? So and then she was vegan friendly, so she had vegan options for me too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was dope, bro. I ain't gonna front. This was a restaurant in Laureles, and as you can see, there's a market on the inside. And I was going to pick my juice, so she was letting me know that I can pick whatever fruit I want, and they was gonna take it to the back and juice it. And that's when I got the idea to buy me a juicer. I said, shit, if they charging what it was, 7,000 pesos, that's the equivalent to like $1 and some change, because at the time it was 3,800 per dollar, you know, out there. So you paying under $2 for Top Chef juice. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So and let me go ahead and go buy a juicer, man.
Okay.
Because out here you spending $8 for $10 for a little, you know, thing of juice out here, fresh, supposed to be fresh. So that was the 22-year-old that didn't give a damn. She wanted the moto, and she was cool.
Okay.
Didn't do much talking. Didn't do much talking. So yeah, all the real good ones, man. I ain't post them, you know what I'm saying? Because I know people probably go on Tinder and try to get them, you know what I'm saying? So I gave y'all
man. There's some shady cats in on these YouTube streets, man.
Yeah, I gave y'all a little something. Y'all do what y'all do with the little something I gave y'all. But this right here was the empanadas, and those are the 2 other expats. She was actually Colombian and Cuban and Dominican, and then the other guy was Asian. So we all made our own empanadas while they gave us the history on empanadas and stuff like that. Of course, the Venezuelans empanadas are made with dough. There's more like cornmeal. I like both, man.
And let me explain some to the chat. And usually I don't be addressing the chat like this, but we got a lot of weirdos in here today. Listen, in some cases, you're probably more safer in the barrios than you actually are in Poblado and in the ritzy areas, because most barrios have rules. They have barrio bosses, if you don't know that, okay? So in actuality, he probably was more safe than he was just walking around a dark street in Poblado or Laureles. Laureles is pretty safe too, but just so the chat know, you know, there are rules, and if he's with someone like a woman that everybody knows, generally speaking, he'll be just fine.
So let me break that down to you as well, BMT. So when I got to the young lady house, I went straight in the house. I didn't come back outside. As soon as I got in the house, she said, "Where's your phone?" She said, "Get the Wi-Fi. Put all your," because I have 3 iPhones. I kept one iPhone in my safe, so I brought my own safe, and I kept my one iPhone in a safe that I use only for family, so that it can always ping a signal Okay. And I always moved around with my other 2 iPhones. So as soon as I got in her place, she say, hey, give me your phone. She said, where's your phone? She say, Wi-Fi. So she made sure I was connected to Wi-Fi. That way I can have signal in her house, period. It was so many things that she did to let me know that I was safe. It was little kids running in and out, splashing on the little pool right outside the front door. Like I was good, man. So other than that, I didn't do a lot of dumb, stupid movements. All my movements were pretty much pre-calculated.
I want to give a shout out to my man Ash L. He says, "Yo, he went and came back safe. Get off of it already. You dudes are real scary. LOL."
Yeah, man. I think that's what it is, man. A lot of people may not have taken the chance to take themselves out of their environment. See, I come from a hostile environment, so I'm aware of those situations, man.
I want to give a shout out to my main man Andre from Andre and Andrea.
I can catch up with my guy.
With the Colombian, with the 40 mil Colombian pesos, man. I really appreciate that. You've been on fire lately too, man. I've been keeping up with your content, brother.
Me too, man. Me too.
All the editing and everything and the narration. I've been seeing you, big bro. He says this is he did the correct way to enjoy Medellin. Hold on, let's see the tip the people, not the P for P. All right. So yeah, and that's coming from the OG veteran. All right, Andre. He said you move correctly out there, right?
Oh man, I already know, man. I tried to reach out to him, and then he was like, "Man, I'm in Cali, man. Did you catch up with BMT? He in Medellin." I like, yeah, I already got the consultation from him, man. He burnt off over it, man. But yeah, man, big shout out to Andre. I ain't gonna keep rubbing it in on him, man. Yeah, he left me, man.
Yeah, man. All right.
Yeah, man, that empanada class was dope, bro. That empanada class was dope, but there is a difference between empanadas from Venezuelans and Colombians, man.
Oh, and they will make you very aware of that too.
Yeah, that's what they would. They got on me when I was like, I thought it was made of flour. They were no.
and you know what? They put a lot of time. The empanadas is like how Black women in the States, at least in the South, cook collard greens. You know what I'm saying? Like they take their time with it. Like it's a whole process.
Yeah,
it's a whole entire process, man. And in my opinion, what I was taught growing up is the more a woman do for you, the more she loves you. You know what I'm saying? Like when they in there slaving over that hot stove and in that kitchen, I think we lost some of that in America to a certain degree. We don't do shit for each other no more.
Yeah,
like everything is Uber Eats or shit like that. Like it's different. You're not doing anything really for each other, but transactional behaviors. So if these girls in Colombia asking you for $20-$30 for an Uber ride or something to eat versus a chick asking you for a light bill or to get her hair done, it's the same shit. It's the same shit. At least you're getting more for your bang for your buck overseas 9 times out of 10.
So the thing was, man, I like, to be honest with you, BMT, I really courted the young ladies differently than I guess from the average person because of how I met them. And one thing about it is when they came in the house, like it was like hospitality, right? So I'm coming in, hey, you want something to drink? When they open up the refrigerator, I'm opening up the refrigerator. I have glass bottles of water. You get what I'm saying? I have the beer, I have the wine. Most likely I'm gonna get in the kitchen and cook a little something. So it was a lot of things that I like to do that was surprising them that just earned me just plenty of brownie points. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. This video right here was me and my housekeeper. So I actually had a homegirl out there that I met on the expat group on Facebook, and she ended up being super cool and connected me with her old housekeeper that she couldn't afford no more. And this housekeeper right here I had her to come Monday and Friday, and she came from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. She always made it at about 6:45. She did not ever want an Uber. She always walked to me and walked back. She never wanted a ride to the place. And one thing about this lady, she told me she was charging me $20 for 8 hours, man. And she would just sit with me for 8 hours, and whatever I wanted her to do, she did it, man. And this was a moment where, boy, when I had to tell her, man, I wasn't gonna see her for a while. And it made me shed a couple tears, man, because she was so dope, man. She just did everything, bro, to where that when she did not have anything else to do, like she would find something to do. One time I came out the shower when she was on her hands and knees and found one of my toothbrushes that I had. So I had an old toothbrush. I was changing my toothbrushes like once a week. You know how you keep the old ones so you could clean the white walls of your shoes so the white will be good on the side. Man, she found my toothbrush, man, and I came out the shower. She was on her hands and knees scrubbing the in between the cracks of the ceramic tile, the flooring, with the toothbrush, trying to make the cracks white, bro. And that right there, man, it just let me know everything about this woman I needed to know. I told her, man, if you don't get up off that floor, sit on that couch, go get the grapes. Let me show you what you do when you ain't got nothing else to do. Put your feet on the table. Do what I'm doing. And we were sitting, we would watch movies, everything in Spanish, eat grapes and stuff, just chilling, man. So this we went to a mall, and I needed some extra pair of shoes to go on the ATV rides. So I didn't want to dirty up the shoes that I had because they was more expensive. So I found some shoes that were for $25, but it will buy one get one free. So I had let her pick out a pair of shoes, man, and she was so happy and grateful, man. That was dope.
Okay, here where you at? Guadalupe?
Yeah, man. I went out there and climbed up them 708 steps, man. That boy down there killed me, man. That boy say he carries 2 iPhones in a burrito. Yeah, I didn't walk in the burrito. I got dropped off. I got dropped off.
Don't worry about the haters, brother. We sniping them off. But how was your experience here?
Man, Guadalupe was so dope because I haven't been that high up to look at a landscape so beautiful that it's supposed to be man-made. You know what I'm saying? That chick right there with the hat, we was actually sitting by each other. She was a backpacker that stayed in a hostel. Her right there in the front, man, she was nice too. Sexy little thing. She was from Spain. And she sat next to me and I was recording content with the DJI. And she was like, you do YouTube? And I'm like, yeah, I do all that. So me and her ended up just clicking and being cool that whole trip. But man, those 708 steps, they were serious, man. And but that view, it was worth it. And I will actually do that again. I would definitely do that again on a less attractive day, because I think we went on a Sunday and it was just kind of busy. But overall, that view, you can't beat that view.
Excellent, man. So overall in the trip, would you return to Colombia, and would you suggest for guys to keep going to Medellin, Colombia?
If it depends on your intentions and what you're really looking to do, man. Like I really went out there to absorb the culture, man. I wanted to learn salsa dance, and then I found out about merengue and went crazy on that. I wanted to learn Spanish. I was studying Spanish before I went, and I'm looking to make Medellin a home away from home. Plus, I was out there looking for some people that could help me in my real estate business that can make calls that was bilingual. So I went out there for multiple reasons. So I'm actually going back to Medellin. That's definitely going to be a home away from home, and it's a place that's worth investing in. So, to each his own. I would say every man should go to Colombia. Every man in the world need to go there. Like the average woman walking around was like a 7 to an 8. Now coming off the airplane into my first airport that I landed in was Florida. Even the women in the work in the airports was totally different. The police women look totally fucking different. The police look like I can't even. Yeah, every man needs to go to Medellin, man. Y'all can keep counting it out, but it's gonna be people like me that know how to move correctly. That's gonna continue to go out there and actually absorb that culture. And be one of the reasons why it takes things to the next level. So that's what I'm looking forward to, bro. Providing as many opportunities out there as possible. I was actually supposed to do a donation out there, but my boy we couldn't get all the vehicles and stuff done in a timely manner. I was going to actually do a food giveaway out there to some less fortunate families. So I'm going to do that on my next trip, but I'm definitely staying longer.
I got another super chat by my man Drew G with a $4.99 super chat. I appreciate that once again. Just BMT, I am kind of surprised that you aren't pushing back a little more with the guests, because some of what he's doing is reckless, bruh, not trolling. I don't really believe he did anything reckless, in my opinion.
Yeah, please let me know what was reckless. That way I can understand, because I had top flight security. I had security at the apartment. Oh, the security at the apartment was spectacular, bro. So the apartment that I was in, it was an all glass building. There was a building next door, it was an office building. The building on the side of that was an all glass building, and that was a hotel. Under me was three motorcycle dealerships, a car dealership, a brewery, a cafe, and 2 other restaurants right up under me. You get what I'm saying? And the security was so dope. You know, when you order something from Rappi, like it comes in, they don't let people walk, they don't let people go in the elevator. The place had the place had a whole cleaners on the second floor. Like the security will call me. We had a concierge phone hooked up in the apartment. They'll call me, hey Loopy, you have Rappi. I put it in the elevator for you. All I had to do was walk out my door and walk to the elevator. They put my food in a cart and it's in the elevator. So what I was doing was giving each security, day shift and night shift, 2 mil peso every day. If I didn't have a 2 mil peso and I had a 5 mil peso, I give them 5 mil peso. But I was giving every day to the morning shift and the night shift. I let them know, hey, any guests that come in for me, don't send them up without me coming down to get them. And any guests that come here with me, don't let them leave out of here without me. And I had that stuff translated to them by somebody that was staying in the apartment, and I gave them some money on top of it, and they followed those instructions to the T.
Okay. All right, man. So let me know if we got time, we can do a panel. If not, it's all good. We can go ahead.
Oh yeah, man. I got time, bro. I'm on here, man.
Okay. So I'm gonna drop a link in the chat if guys want to pull up. All right, and we can have some discussions on my man's trip in Medellin.
Yeah, but I definitely had amazing time. It was a culture shock going to Colombia. One thing, man, it was so much stuff that I noticed. BMT, no chemtrails in the sky. The produce, the fruits and vegetables.
Oh, damn, you're right. I just thought about it. There are no chemtrails in the sky.
BMT, man, I got a whole nother frame of mind, my brother. So half of these people ain't even gonna understand. But just going outside every morning and looking up, seeing no chemtrails in the sky, you know what I'm saying? That was a major bonus. That was an eye-opening experience. Seeing the difference. They had avocados the size of my head. They had people on the corner. You can go certain places and they'll have avocados on a corner. You can actually, damn, I need an avocado. Let me run around the corner. Like literally, let me run around the corner. Homie on the corner selling avocados. You know, people coming up to your car to sell you product instead of just, you know, asking for change like out here. So yes, it's totally different.
Okay, so let me set the panel up real quick. Let me see here. Give me a second. I'm still. Shout out to my man Gavin. Man, Gavin did all these overlays for your boy. I think we're doing that. Here we go. All right. Let's see if that works. Okay, yeah, we in here.
What up?
Can you hear us? What's good, my bro? What's good?
Oh man, I'm here in Antigua. I'm in Guatemala right now. I had to get my ass out at Medellin. My boy was 2, and I met you, BMT, with Alan. I think it was about a year ago. We were at a coffee shop, Black Noir, if I remember correctly. I met you with Alan in Medellin. Okay. Anyways, yeah, I had to get my ass up out of Colombia. My boy was 2 Zhergong. He got clapped out there on December 10th. So I decided to get the hell out of there. And now I'm in Guatemala.
The Asian guy, right?
Correct. Okay. So now I'm in Guatemala at a villa. Let y'all see what we got going on over here.
Okay. Check you out. Let's see it.
You know, just enjoying my time. You know, I spent a lot of time in Colombia, but I'll have to be honest. I don't think promoting that place is really a good thing for black men right now. I think black men need to take their money and business elsewhere. Yeah, the girls aren't as beautiful in a place like Guatemala, but you have safety. Not once have me and my girl felt in danger here. The people are really nice. The food is really good. And it's something different. We're experiencing Guatemala in its glory days before all the digital nomads and shit get out here. So I would recommend for black men to try something new. Get off the beaten path. Come to Guatemala. Come check out Antigua. Check out Lake Atitlán, which at one point was going to be one of the 8 wonders of the world. So, you know, and after here, we're going to go to El Salvador. We're going to check out San Salvador, and we're going to get our party on in El Tunco. So I know a lot of people listening to this stream right now have never heard of El Tunco, but when you guys get time, Google El Tunco. After that, we'll hit Managua, which is Nicaragua, and then we'll go to their party town, which is called San Juan del Sur. Again, places that black people don't know about. I can tell you that is fact because I've only seen as many black people as I can hold up on one hand in the whole time that I've been here. So, you know, that's all I wanted to say. And I enjoy your stream, but I wanted to join to let you know I'm not trolling. I'm a nice, lovable guy, but black people's safety is of the utmost importance to me. And it's just, myself, I was drugged. The time when I met you, I had been drugged 2 days earlier. So in Medellin. So fortunately, I lived, but unfortunately, a lot of people don't. So I'm just saying that, you know, that I mean, I wouldn't recommend going alone. I would, but the problem is most guys that go to Medellin and Cartagena are going there to trick, and so you're not going to be able to have them.
And that's why you're not. And that's why you're not responding to the right message. You're not responding to the right message. We're talking about my experience, and you getting on the panel to talk about my experience. So your message is off because I'm talking about how safe I was and how warm the feeling felt for me in Colombia. So everybody's experiences is totally different. I got so much love and respect moving around Medellin, Colombia alone. You know, I just had a totally different experience. So I'm not promoting everybody go to Medellin, but I went to Medellin to, for one, have a company business meeting to plan for 2024. I went out there because I wanted to find some cold callers that can speak English and Spanish because I'm in Houston, Texas, which is right by Mexico, and I need callers to help me in my real estate business, as well as I wanted to do a donation to some less fortunate families. You get what I'm saying? So it depends on your purpose for going to Medellin. For, you know, that will be, you know, determining how your stay would go. In other words, like I wasn't out there partying every day. I didn't go to the club until my last week in Medellin because Passport Dog asked me to come out. And I was like, yeah, dude, I'll come out and rock out with you on my last week. But, you know, like I wasn't hanging out in Parque Yerdes and all that stuff. Like I have a ton of footage, hours of footage, and I was moving around through Medellin. And I didn't have any issues. I got a lot of hugs. I got a lot of love. I got a lot of respect. And people are really waiting for me to come back.
No, I mean, I 100% concur with you. The overwhelming of my experience in Colombia has been an amazing time. But like I said, all it takes is one fool to mess the whole thing up. I'll give you an example. So I just left Colombia maybe about 2-3 months ago, right? And so I started off in Bogota. And then from Bogota, I went to Santa Marta. I was staying at a nice ass hotel. I met a cool black guy at the pool. We were talking, you know, just even made plans to hang out sometime in the time that I was there in Santa Marta. 3 days later, when I'm leaving my hotel, I noticed there's 20 police officers in my lobby. And I asked the girls, what the hell is on? They're like, that black guy that you met at the hotel, somebody killed him. So it's shit like that where just because your experience is good doesn't mean that you can't be coming home in a taxi and the taxi driver sets you up. Or somebody is just mad. Maybe they are unemployed and they see that you're American and that you make more money than them in a month, and they'll probably making 2 years, and they decide to clap you. You know what I'm saying?
You have to be putting that narrative out there. Let me kind of break down how I was moving, bro. I got tons of pictures. Like, I seen how the Americans move out there with the flip flops, with the Sachi shirts, with the gold chains, and hey, look at me, I'm wearing this. Like, dude, all of my clothes was high end clothes because I ain't no cheap dude. So a lot of my clothes was PRPS, Saks. You know, I bought a pair of Louis shoes, a pair of Louis boots, but you wouldn't even know that they was Louis Vuitton because they didn't have all of the symbols all on them. So it was certain ways that I was dressing. I didn't wear shorts. You know, I wore regular nice t-shirts that didn't have logos on the front of the chest. They only had the logos on the bottom of the shirt because they were Polo, they were Hugo Boss. You get what I'm saying? So it's ways that you can move that way you're not screaming, hey, I'm from America. Most people was calling me Bob Marley and Big Rasta Man because they thought I was from Jamaica just by my hair and the way I look. You get what I'm saying? So to each his own, bro. Medellin is just as safe as where I'm from right now, and I'm from Houston. You get what I'm saying? And people die every day out here. You know what I'm saying?
You're 100% correct. Now, America does not deserve to point the finger at any country. The difference is in America, when you make it on law enforcement's radar, they are going to find you, especially the FBI. The FBI does not fail. They have unlimited resources. They are going to find you. Here in in South and Central.
When you get off the plane. They know who you are when you get off the plane. Like, they run shit around.
Lupe, he's talking about something. He's talking about how if you commit a crime in America, you get arrested. In Colombia,
and also one more thing.
You dead. It don't matter. You dead. Somebody smoke you. It like that don't even matter. You get what I'm saying? At that point, it don't matter if the person get caught or not. Bro, my mom got murdered when I was 7 weeks old, and don't nobody know who killed her. And I'm 41. You get what I'm saying? So I look at death differently from how other people look at death. You get what I'm saying? My mom was murdered when I was 7 weeks, bro. Don't nobody know. Her case is cold. So it don't matter. Once you gone, you gone. You get what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, there's places you can go to put yourself out of danger. For example, I noticed none of the black people on the black travel blogs promote Poland, promote Germany, promote France, promote Spain, promote Portugal, promote Greece, promote Turkey. It's all these places where the tickets are $200-300 round trip. Well, if you can buy a ticket for $200-300 round trip, the odds are you're giving up your safety. But if it costs you at minimum $1,000 in coach to get to a place, that means more than likely law enforcement is going to be on point. You don't believe me? Take your ass to Lisbon, Portugal, and walk around at night 2-3 in the morning. I bet you will not feel any danger for your life. You don't need to operate different. You don't need to change how you dress. You don't need to change the way you talk. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do in Lisbon 2-3 in the morning. That's all I'm saying. If you guys, if the people streaming right now can afford to buy a more expensive ticket, go to Lima, Peru versus Medellin. That's all I'm saying.
But we talking about my experience in Medellin, so I don't even care about Portugal because I'm going back to Medellin. So that's what we talking about.
Well, I understand. We're talking about your experience, but I don't understand why we're talking about your experience, because the people watching this show right now aren't you. And they're not going to operate like you. They're not going to dress like you. They're not going to act like you. So all I'm saying is for the people that aren't you, they need to be prepared for what they're walking into.
So we're showing them we're telling them how you can prepare because of the steps that other people are taking. This is an educational moment for people that don't even know how they can move. So you don't know what somebody else is capable of. This topic is just not for you.
Okay, hold on, real quick. Let me catch the super chat, and I gotta welcome Drew G to the show as well. D South Crown 35 with a $9.99 super chat. I really appreciate that. He says, "What up, BMT? Wanted to show appreciation for your content on how you get straight to the point and don't bombard us with random sound bites." Appreciate the super chat. Who is that? Appreciate the super chat. Drew G, did you want to speak on this?
Yeah. When I hear this brother, it sounds like many of the stories that we have listened to in the past. of people getting robbed and drugged and everything.
I'm
And
gonna
he's
try and
making
boost
those
up my
same
volume, guys. I'm
moves.
having a hard time hearing you.
One of the things I noticed he kept saying, or he did say, was like, he went off into the barrio. The brother that was the Muslim brother that just got robbed, he went off into the barrio. He said, hey, I tipped out the lady who made the food for me or the drink for me. This brother did the exact same thing. He over tipped her or whatever. These are the same mistakes guys are making. I'm happy that you're back. I'm not. I understand you had a great trip, but many of the same errors that you just mentioned have been mentioned by guys that have gotten robbed and drugged. We can't hear from the ones that have been murdered.
So let me ask you this, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
So it's a mistake that I made going to a family function, a family event on Christmas. You telling me it was a mistake doing that?
What I'm telling you is that you went off with people that you didn't know.
I didn't go off with nobody. I didn't go off with nobody. I traveled there. I had somebody to take me there. So I didn't travel.
So you went out with somebody that you had less of. Okay, how long had you known the person that took you there?
Shit, I knew her long enough to go over there because
How long is that?
I was chilling with. She came to my place multiple times. We done went out multiple times. So for her to invite.
What I'm telling you, brother.
So hold on.
Go ahead.
So for her to invite me to a family function, and when I get there and I see family, I see kids, and I go from the car straight to the inside, and the person that took me there sit there and watch me. I say, hey, I'm finna go right here. I'm finna go inside. He said, okay, I'll make sure you get inside.
All right,
and I went
sorry
straight
about
inside.
that, guys.
We was there this was broad daylight. This is Christmas during the day. Not
so what you actually did was
at night. This was during the day. I went to a family function.
So what I'm getting from you is you actually got into a vehicle, right, with a female.
No,
right?
I didn't get into a vehicle with a female. That's why you keep.
How did you get there?
I got a ride, bro. I took a ride.
What was the ride? Was it a vehicle?
Yeah, it was a vehicle, but she did not ride with me. She was at home with her family cooking, bro. What are you talking about?
Who took you there? Who took you there?
That is irrelevant. I had a ride to take me there.
That is not irrelevant.
How is it?
Okay, so you've been telling us the entire time you've been traveling safe, and I commend you on that, right? You said, I've been traveling like this, crossing the T's, dotting the I's, doing this. All right, so you went, did you get an Uber or did you get a cab?
Man, I did not get in one cab. Matter of fact, I got in one cab at the Menard Easter, and I got right the fuck back up out of there.
So
I thought about it, I said,
to get to the party. Okay,
hold on, Drew.
Yeah, go ahead.
I got my man Love Crossing Borders TV, my man Andre in the building.
What's up, Andre?
Right. Salute, Andre.
What's up, gentlemen?
Andre.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We hear you loud and clear.
All right, great. Shout out to you, Aaron, man. I hope everything is going great where you are, man. And hey, Aaron, guess what? I got an interview with Anton Daniels this Saturday.
Oh, salute.
So I'll be interviewing him on the channel on the Saturday morning live stream. So I remember watching the video with him interviewing you a while back.
Hey,
nice.
So, but let's continue on with the topic. The one brother, two parts that I want to give clarity to, or really three. First thing, let's go with what's being spoken about right now in regards to the brother on Christmas and going out to family event. I've done that. I've gone to family events during Christmas time. And not all of Andre's family live in the middle class. Some of them do live in the hood. And it was literally like he described. The women, really good women, they're already at the house cooking. So Andre and the family and all the other women, they're already cooking already. Because, in Colombia, everything's made from scratch. So she's not going to be picking him up to if it was a robbery situation, it wouldn't occur like that, not on Christmas. The next thing is he quite obviously knew the people who were giving him a ride, or he was safe with the ride. The third thing is he was not going to a location to a non-family location.
Exactly.
In other words, he was actually going to a location like I said, like I've been. I'm not a hood type dude at all. Anybody that follows our content. But when it comes to going to family, there are family members that they are the sweetest, nicest people, but they just so happen to live in the hood. And I'm not going to sit back and tell my family members or friends that invite me, I can't go to the hood because your family out there.
Yeah.
I've invited guys that have flown down here on Christmas and we're alone on Christmas. And I say, me and Andrea say, hey, why don't you just go with us to the family? And so they would have a great time. And the funny part is, Andrea's family to this day are still asking about the guys that came down for Christmas 3 years ago.
Andre,
that's one thing. Second thing is, and I'm going to let you guys speak after that. The second thing is there are passport bros around the world. I don't know where you guys get this idea where passport bros don't go to Europe, because there are plenty in Germany running through them. There are so many brothers and sisters in Portugal. It's crazy. Not just the African brothers and sisters. We were actually going to move to Portugal. So we just got back from Europe. First class flight, and I sitting in the back. So I just got back from not even 2 months ago from Portugal, from Lisbon, from Madrid, from France, and from all around the UK. So when you guys sit back and try to say that passports bros don't go here, that's a myth.
You're missing. That's not what my statement was.
Hold on, because once he get through, I got to respond to it because we talk about my experience.
Because realize, guys, the whole thing is not going to be televised. Every passport bro is not going to televise his journey. So all the brothers that are in Europe will not tell you that they're in Europe. And you know what they told us when we got to Europe? The safety factor, pickpockets and people pulling out knives on you. So we still had to have our guards up in Europe because they will pickpocket you so fast and they will scam you. There are scams here where they walk up to you and try to take a photo with you, just like the women in Cartagena, and then they would charge you. Well, in Rome, they do that with the guys dressed like Roman soldiers, and they hustle you. Or we got to deal with the mimes in France because they doing in Paris, they doing on the mime thing. Now give us some money.
Yeah, but they don't murder you. They don't murder you. They don't murder you. Stab you 12. Wait. They don't wait. They don't murder. They don't murder you. They don't murder you. They don't stab you 12 times and throw you 260 feet off a bridge. So there's a big difference there, my friend.
I'm glad that you said that. You know who that happens to in Europe? The women. They still. I just watched Life with David. He just did an interview with a young lady, not even 2 weeks ago, who's from Spain, and she says what happens to the men in Medellin happens to the women in Madrid. The same drug, the same results, the same situation. So that's
fake news because the Medellin murder rate versus Madrid is more than 600% difference. So you can't equate the two.
I'll end with this. If you play stupid games, you get stupid prizes. You guys like to be on effery. You always want to just come down here to Colombia, add water. You think that you're gonna get everything simple. You ain't gotta vex anybody or vent everybody. And you just think that the women that you meet, because she pretty, is supposed to work itself out. And it doesn't. And the numbers, since we want to not talk about micro, let's not talk about my brother's experience. Since you guys say his experience is irrelevant, let's talk micro.
No one said his experience.
Medellin, hear me out, gentlemen, because y'all want to talk that talk. Medellin gets 1.7 million visitors. Look it up right now. 2023, 2022, it was 2.2 million visitors. That's more than Disney gets.
I think
Cartagena last year got 3.5 million visitors. Out of all the people that got robbed, drugged, and deleted, there were less than 5,000 cases of individuals that happened to. That's less than one. That's so far less than 1%. You got
May I
more of a
ask you a
chance to
question,
get
Andre?
robbed in Chicago and in St. Louis than you are to get drugged in Colombia. I'm not saying don't be safe. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is you guys keep trying to put the weight on the whole country when y'all come down here on effery. I'm going to come down here and party. I'm going to let my guards down. I'm going to act the fool. And then when it happens, you like, it's the ladies, it's the ladies, it's the country, it's the country. No. Let me ask you this. Would you let a prostitute in your home in the States? No. Why you doing it in Colombia? Would you be paying for pay for play 5 days a week in the States? No, you ain't paying for pay for play 5 days a week in the States. Why you doing it in Colombia? Are you walking around trying to flex on everybody in the United States or like you try to do in Colombia? Oh, you don't? Why you doing it in Colombia? See, y'all let your guards down to Colombia, and then when you get the results of letting your guards down, you want to cry about it. But these the same guards you refuse to let down in the States. Would you deal with broke women that ain't got nothing to offer and they starving in the States, but they sexy? No? Oh, no, y'all mess with no broke chicks in the States? Then why
let me chime in real quick.
women?
Let me chime in real
Now,
quick.
I always want to sit back and just act like, oh, it's the women, it's the women. No, you have to start being a grown man and realize you have to make these decisions.
Let me chime in real quick because there's so many things that they missing from it. See, they don't understand that before I even made the trip, I'm on video chat. Just because I don't know how to speak Spanish fluently, I know exactly where I'm going. I know who's around. I'm being introduced to people before I even get there, even the little kids. So, like I think people on here, they just want to be right so bad. But man, you take the trip, you move how I move. You get what I'm saying? That's what I say. You invest in yourself and you move how I move, because I really went out there for business. You did what I'm saying. But
it's
when
amazing
I got
how they want to be right on live stream panels, but they don't want to act right when the cameras are off.
Hold on real quick. I went out there on business, but to absorb the culture as well. So the thing is, like, I didn't go out there with the mentality of most of the guys that watches this stuff. I went out there to provide jobs. I went out there to have a business meeting. I flew my partner out there. He has wife and kids. I made sure he got off the plane and got to me safely. I made sure he got back safely. See, y'all don't know how to move like a boss, and I think that's what y'all misconstruing is that it's ways how to move. Like, I didn't risk my life doing some of the dumbest stuff ever. Hold on. I didn't risk my life doing some of the dumbest stuff ever. So when I go to a family function, and I made sure that everything was good with those surroundings. When I got there, she gave me the Wi-Fi. I didn't ask for it. She gave it to me. Made sure I had signal on all my phones. Those were key indicators.
Well, if you knew how to move, you would have had the T-Mobile international plan, so you wouldn't even need Wi-Fi. I know how to move. That's why I make sure my shit works wherever I go.
Bro, that's just a given in Colombia. Everybody gives away the passwords, no matter what restaurant or business.
Well, regardless, what I'm saying is if I get in a situation, I make my.
That's what that is.
Wait, hold on.
You haven't experienced real Colombia. So when you try to check this brother about going into a home, everybody knows in Colombia, when you go into somebody's house, you can ask for the Wi-Fi and they ready to give it to you. Everybody knows that. That's a given. Since you haven't experienced that, brother, you trying to mock this brother for what you haven't experienced yet. That's on you.
All right, hold on. Let me catch the super chat real quick. I got you beat up. I got you muted, beat up. Hold on. Give me a second. Let me catch the super chat. Out of respect to the chat. All right. Apologies if I pronounce your name wrong. Anthony Brazil SR. That might be Senor. I appreciate the Colombian pesos, 200 mil Colombian pesos. I really appreciate that. He says, Hola BNT. Love what you guys do. My ebook, Passport Bros, talks about your channel, man. I really appreciate that. And I got one more super chat here. We're going to get right back to the show. My man, Morning Drive Coffee Break with the 5 super chat. I also appreciate that as well. Speak that truth, Andre. Hey, BMT, what's good? Now, on the other end, I'm going to let Drew G respond. And I got you beat up because I got a question I want to ask you. I got you. So let me let Drew G respond real quick. Go ahead, Drew.
So, Andre, my only pushback is that, and I've never gone through one of your consultations, and I assume that in your consultation you talk about safety. And I don't think this would be probably one of the ways you would tell a brother to move on his first trip to Medellin. especially he's outside of his security circle. One of the things you just said, I think you said like 4 different things, and one of them was letting your guard down. He let his guard down. That's what we're talking about. You said pay for play. He went for pay for play. So you said flexing. He was flexing. You said he was over tipping, stuff like that. So that's what I'm talking about. We're not saying, yeah, you know, I'm glad that he got somewhere safe, but he just did all of the classic things that I've heard you say on your lives, how people don't move. You said, I've heard you say, I wouldn't mess with broke girls, you know, stuff like that. I wouldn't find myself in these areas. Ain't no way I'm driving out there. I've heard you say these things on live, and I commend you for that, because you're telling brothers how to move. And all I'm just saying about this brother, on his initial trip to Colombia, I think he moved a little bit reckless towards the middle of his trip. At the beginning, yeah, great. But in the middle, to go to a place that he just, and like he said, I've been communicating.
Did we lose him? Y'all still there?
I'm still here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
Drew G, we might have lost you, bro. All right, I want to give a shout out to D South Crown 35 with $1.99 super chat.
Shout out.
B Dub, aka Shadowhawk. You there?
Yep, I'm here.
All right, go ahead, because you had a lot of things to say, man. I had to mute you real quick.
I just think homie don't understand exactly how I was moving. I was moving correct the whole time I was there. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, I think homie have his way of moving and he call it correct, but I know I was moving correct and I was moving extra right. And I ain't heard nobody on none of these channels talk about armed security, armored vehicles, moving properly, you know, getting picked up from the airport properly, having the right security. I've heard about tipping your security and stuff like that, but tipping the night shift and the day shift every day. You get what I'm saying? Having a local housekeeper that knows the area. She's like a housekeeper that comes twice a week for $20. I'm giving her more than that every time she come, and she's moving around with me to go grocery shopping and things like that. Like, it's so many things. It's so many areas of my trip that people don't, that aren't even aware of.
Well, let me ask you an intelligent question, sir.
You cannot have a clue. Can I ask how I was moving if you didn't even have the money and the resources to move how I was moving? So that's why I was on here giving out the game of who you can connect with. I took BMT consultation and Passport Dog consultation and didn't even need it, bro. I had all my shit. I had it all mapped out. I called Andre just because I want to show love and support to the brothers. Andre was like, dude, I'm in Cali. You need to get with BMT. I'm like, I already got with him. I just want to spread love and spread my little bread around to people that I got good information from. And now that I went out there for myself and I gathered all my own data points, ain't nothing nobody can tell me, bro. You know what I'm saying?
No. Wait, hold on one second. I 100% concur with the majority of what it is you stated. But my point is this. If you're going on place to a vacation or business or whatever, and you have to be on that point, then you might want to reconsider somewhere else, like Buenos Aires, Argentina, where I didn't
move like that out here. That's what I'm saying. You don't get it.
Let me finish.
Like that out here, so it don't.
Like, goddamn, dude, it's my turn to talk, man. Like, for real, respect. Back to what I was saying. My whole point is if someone, you guys, black guys, are considering traveling somewhere, me personally, I'ma tell y'all in my personal feelings, because I would hate to read one of y'all on DC Born Rob for getting deleted by going to Medellin or Cartagena. I would tell you personally, from personal experience, you would be better off in Guatemala. You'd be better off in Argentina. You'd be better off in Chile. You'd be better off in Florianopolis, Brazil. For y'all that don't know Brazil, Google Florianopolis, Google Balneário Camboriú, which is the banking capital after Sao Paulo of Brazil. Okay, I'm just saying there's much better, safer places for you to go and spend your money. That's all I'm saying, because it would tear my heart up to find out somebody on this live or someone in this this chat just went to Medellin and went to Cartagena knowing that the situation is very unsafe there and they get clapped. I'm just saying, I've been to Colombia 2 times. I've spent a total of about 6 months there. I'm not going back. You know why? Because the girl that ended up setting up my boy on December 10th, my friend was Tu Gong, who was beaten over the head with the baseball bat multiple times, stabbed 12 times, and then his body was picked up and thrown 260 feet off of a bridge. That girl wanted me to come and meet them to go out with her and some of her friends. Okay.
Damn.
My last text to Tu was, Tu, you are going to Medellin too many times. At some point, your luck is going to run out. Meet me in Lima, Peru. That is my last messages to him. Okay? So it doesn't matter. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Hey, man, my condolences for your loss too, bro. I just want to say
piggyback
that.
off of what you said, and I've said this on our platform before as well. You're right. And I've said this several times. If you're not the type of guy to move like myself and this man here, don't come to Colombia. If you on Effery and you on party time, Colombia, don't come here. If you like beautiful bottom feeders, don't come here. If you're a person that you know when you get off the plane, you're in the top economic 10% and you only date the bottom 10%, this ain't the country for you. Because you're going to end up getting scoped, getting robbed, getting deleted. I agree with you 100%. If you are that type of mover, the reason why I've never had an issue in 6 years, I don't move like that. And the only time I go into the hood the only time I go to the hood is because of family dynamic. So I've only been to the hood maybe like 3 or 4 times. But that's going, like the brother said, I love what he said. He said, I go directly into the house. It's usually a gated house in the hood. Went directly to the house and you don't come out.
Don't come out.
Absolutely correct. The few times that I've been over there to see Andre's grandmother for Christmas, the holidays, just like this brother did, we go right in. We spend a few hours there. We don't even drive our own vehicle there. We take an Uber there. And then we leave. That's it. He's absolutely correct. You go in and you're not roaming around the neighborhood. You're not walking around acting like a stranger. You walk your butt right in the house. But
Andre, hold on.
What the brother just said, I'm gonna end it with this. He's right. If you do not know how to move as a man in other countries, you need to take your butt to safer countries. This country ain't made for you. It ain't built for you. It wasn't built for his boy that passed on. It wasn't built for the 30 plus to 40 people that were deleted between Medellin and Cartagena last year. All the people that got drugged last year, all the people that got robbed last year, for the most part. Now, some of it could have been, you just wrong place, wrong time. But most of the drugging, robbings, and deletions in Colombia were all preventable, like diabetes. But since y'all don't want to prevent it, this is not the country for you, bruh. Don't come here. That brother is 100% correct. Go ahead and go to Belize. Go to Ecuador. Go to Brazil. Go to other countries. Like I just got back from Europe. Go to Europe. Don't come here to Colombia. I've said this several times, and I'll continue to say it. I agree with this brother 100%. If you do not know how to move, don't bring your butt to Colombia. And I don't care what city it is. I don't care if it's a coffee region where everybody is nice, the country folk, or if you're going to the beach area of Santa Marta, San Andreas, Barranquilla, or Cartagena. Doesn't matter. This country ain't for you, bruh. And so many of you dudes try to come down here and prove this brother with the brother with the glasses on. They try to prove him wrong. They try to prove me wrong, and this other brother wrong, BMT wrong, Razor Ray wrong, DC Rob wrong. Y'all try to come down here and try to prove us wrong. I can come down to Colombia and I could move like I want to. And proof is showing y'all can't come down here and move like us. So go on to another country, bruh. Go on, like he said, go to Lisbon, bruh. Go on over there. Go to Germany. Zoom to Thailand. This country ain't built for you.
Andre, hold on before you speak. Hold on. Let me catch the super chat real quick in this cash out. Motivational moments with the $9 in super chat says Colombia equals dangerous. No go. Denying this is wrong. So I want to give a shout out to motivational movements. Also in the cash app, Apologies. Sometimes I forget to read these during the show. Darius Norman with the $20 super chat, man, just showing support. I really appreciate that. And also the real Steve P show with the $2 super chat. I appreciate that as well.
So another thing that stood out when it was time for us to leave, right? When we went to what they call the disco. So I ordered the ride to come to us, pick us up, right? So when we get there, you know, when you go into the barrios and stuff like that, they have hills, right? And depending on what type of car you in, they have to use the emergency brake, hitting the gas, get up off the emergency brake so it can go up them certain areas. So it was what, 1, 2, it was 5 of us in the ride. So we was having some issues getting up the hill. So everybody got out the car. She said, "You stay in." So the dude was working the emergency brake and the gas, getting us up the hill and stuff like that. So that way we can turn around and then make our way back down the hill. But she was like, "Nah, sit in the car, don't get out the car." So it's certain things, like I said, man, it's to each his own. I think you know, the way that people listen to the story, I think some people just may be either scary or combative or a little bit of both, and may not understand the way, you know, other people move is a lot differently from others. So I believe that not knowing the whole story, not knowing who I was actually dealing with, is leading someone to just making up, you know, whatever narrative they want to paint.
Is that you in that picture?
No, that's me, Andre. I was just showing that I've done what Global Loopy has done. Me and my man.
The reason why I said that, Aaron, I got that same picture with Andrea's family. My first trip to Colombia. Kid you not.
Yeah,
it was my first trip to Cali. My bad. My first trip to Cali. I got the exact same photo with her grandmama, who's 90-something years old right now, like 99 years old. Her aunts, her cousins, all of that's literally. I'm sitting in that same pose, and everybody's sitting around the couch the exact same way. And this was at that time period, Andrea's family. And this is the one time that I was like, okay, I'll go over there with you. But I had known Andrea for over a year. We had been dating in relationship over a year. And just like my man said, I was doing daily video chats with Andrea. And as you well know thoroughly, Andrea speaks English. So between English and Espanol, I was fine. And when I got there to the family, just like the brother said, everybody offered me the Wi-Fi. Everybody was friendly. I didn't leave the house.
Didn't go outside.
Well, that's my point. That's my point. If you have to go somewhere, you spent your money to go there, and you can't leave the house, like, why bother going? Why wouldn't you go to why?
Is inside. Ain't nobody outside but the kids. They playing in the pool. So
no. All right. Well, let me restructure my question.
I agree with you.
You're stressed out. You're stressed out from working a lot of hours. This hypothetical question. I work in software. I work in tech. I'm in software technology sales, and you're stressed out from working 40, 50 hours a week, and you need to unwind and get away. Why would you go to a place if you have a choice where you have to move and think of protecting yourself and keeping yourself safe? Because now you're not even getting a vacation. When I go to Colombia, I don't even feel relaxed, like I got rejuvenated. I feel like after Colombia, I had to go to Brazil for 3 months. And then after that, I had to go to Argentina for another 2 months. That's my point. When you go on an airplane, why are you going to go somewhere where you have to move like that? That's stressful to me.
Let me answer your question. That's your question, right? Now, the difference between you and I, you work a 40-hour week job. I never had a job. I'm an entrepreneur. You get what I'm saying? That's one. Mm-hmm. 2, you're stressed out. You want to go on vacation. I'm coming to Colombia to provide jobs and opportunities and live my best life and absorb the culture so I can make a home away from home. That's 2. 3, the next thing is that I come from a hostile environment. You get what I'm saying? I know this. You get what I'm saying? So I know where I'm going. So I'm making sure that I'm moving accordingly the entire time. That suits my needs, not yours. So I think that is the big difference. You get what I'm saying?
This question wasn't necessarily geared towards you, because at
no,
the
it's an
same time,
overall question. But we're the panel was open so we could talk about my experience. So you're asking why go there, and I'm telling you why to go there, to have a business meeting. Why to go there? To provide jobs and opportunities. Why go there? Because
if you're talking about business and jobs and opportunity, then Brazil has the largest economy.
Number three is because I want to understand the culture and I want to give back, because it's other people that look like me out there, and I wanted to do a donation as well.
Okay, so well, there's more people that look like you in Brazil, and Brazil has a much larger economy. So
Brazil speaks Portuguese. Brazil speaks Portuguese, bro.
Exactly.
Hear me out. I'm in Houston, Texas. Mexico is right here. I flip real estate. We send text messages out and make calls to homeowners out here in Houston, Texas, where most of them speak Spanish, because I'm right by Mexico. Why would
I? But you don't speak Spanish. But you don't speak it.
Why would I run a business?
But that's my point. But you don't speak it.
I think you need. I'm gonna pray for you.
So
I'm gonna pray more for you, sir. Believe me,
gentlemen. I noticed that when we do these panels and discussions, and I understand, sad for the families that have lost their loved ones or got robbed or got deleted. Nobody wants to see that happen to any of us on vacation. But the one thing that I continue to stress when I go into these panels, I never hear anybody talk about the 5.5 million people that didn't happen to, that came to Colombia. There are three. Hear me out. There are 3.5 million that actually go to Cartagena alone every year. There's an average of 2 million that go to Medellin alone. We're just talking about two cities, but we're talking about the two vacation cities. Nobody ever wants to discuss that there are over 5 million people that go to Colombia every year and do not experience what you and others have experienced. So we take the few that it has happened to, the less than 1%, sadly, that it happened, and we amplify it, especially in the Black community. We amplify it and make it seem like it's happening to everyone. I just gave you the numbers that you can look up.
I concur, but there's a lot of people that don't report it, sir. There's a lot of people that don't report it.
Yourself, you will realize that, you know what, that does make sense. But most guys don't want to say that. We never want to. I'm the only one that says, guys, we do realize that there's over 5.5 million people that go to those two cities alone every year that doesn't happen to. I'm going to say it again. 5.5 million people go to those cities every year and nothing happens.
Wait, hold on. A lot of people don't report it. A lot of people don't report it either. So those numbers, I don't believe that they're accurate, because a lot of people don't report it.
You're right. A lot goes unreported. Let's take it from just being 2,000 incidents to 4,000 incidents. Let's say that over 100,000 tourists in those two cities, something happens to them. 100,000 tourists. That's still less than 1% of 5.5 million people. Even if it happened to
personally, I'd rather go to Lisbon, Portugal, where I don't have to deal with none of that, regardless of if it's 1% of people getting clapped.
What you don't hear about in Portugal, like I said, when I got there, the first thing they reminded me of in Europe, they're coming with the knives, Dre. Look out for that. And they're coming to pick your pockets. Look out for that. Make sure you look out for this, look out for that, the hustle for this, the hustle for that. When I got to London, they said the exact same thing. They sending me warning labels. Nobody when I got to London said, "Oh, it's so nice, it's so sweet over here. You'll love it." The first thing the Londoners told me, this area don't you go to. That area over there is cool. If you get caught up with this, don't get caught up. Every area in the world has something going on. Am I saying Colombia is the safest? No. I'm not saying that. Am I not agreeing with you, brother? No.
Once again, from somebody that's spent extensive time in Turkey. Wait, hold on a second.
You should have never been here. Let's put it like that.
Yeah.
The Asian brother should have never had his butt down here. A lot of dudes that are sitting in the morgues in Medellin right now should have never even got off the plane in Colombia. Let's be real with it. But the
Andre,
other 5.5 million that did have a good time and went back home, we can't ignore those people. We
Well, a
always
lot
want
of
to
those people
emphasize
went
on,
with their
like I
spouse.
said, let's
Wait.
amplify
Andre,
it
I
to
agree with you.
100,000 people.
I
Let's
agree
say
with you
100,000 people in
100%.
those two cities got robbed, drugged, and deleted. 100,000 in the last 2 years. We know that will be all over the international news, but let's put it at 100,000 people in Cartagena and in Medellin got robbed or drugged or deleted. 100,000.
Well, I'm gonna challenge the people on this panel. I'm gonna challenge
ignoring the statistics. That's the part that get me.
That I think we need.
I'm gonna sit back here and you guys tell me about the 100,000, but you never talk about. Nobody ever wants to talk about the rest of the tourists that come here, and it doesn't happen to them.
Okay, no.
I think the one thing that we
that's
have
the part
to
that
remember,
gets me, and nobody wants to talk about the stats. You always want to talk about anecdotal situation. My friend, me, my situation. It's not necessarily just about us. I've got my own story. You guys have your own stories, and that's why I come with the grand scheme statistics.
Hey, honestly, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if anyone. Wait, hold on 1 second. Yeah, I'll make this quick. It doesn't matter if anyone listens to me or not. My statement is not flawed. All I'm saying is, if I had a choice right now of going to Colombia, Chile, which is obviously the most expensive country in South America, or Uruguay, not Paraguay, guys, Uruguay, I would prefer to go there, because when you're dealing with places with money, and don't have a bunch of extreme poverty, you get what you pay for. Why would somebody buy a Mercedes? Because it looks nicer, it rides nicer, it makes you feel better. Yeah, you can get the Ford for cheaper.
When I got the Europe, Mercedes wasn't nothing but a damn taxi.
Of course.
I'm sorry,
it was a damn taxi. Lexuses, BMWs were number taxis running up and down the streets. I'm riding around Europe like I'm the president.
Andre,
so what we
you go to the other side of the world. Give me a second, guys. Let me catch the super chat real quick. My man J Rags, the Colombian pesos 10 million, says, I live a non-stressful life in Medellin. It feels like y'all are talking about a whole nother world. All right, Drew G, you hop in there, man, because you haven't spoken in a minute.
Yeah. So the one thing I want to say to Andre, your facts are absolutely right. There are a lot of people that travel there that have great times. Cute and this brother on the panel, he had a great time, returned home. But I think one of the main things is we seem to highlight these issues where brothers get scoped and killed is because we are on a black men's panel.
Hey guys, hold on 1 second. Say hi to my beautiful girl. She's here. Say hi.
Hold on. Let me
put on the
hold on. Wait.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got my candy for the show today.
Oh yeah, of course. Hey, guys, this ain't Medellin, so this is what I'm saying. So you guys can choose to believe me and look at my receipts, or believe people in their bedroom. And by the way, guys, I'm traveling right now. You've seen me walking around in the villa, and you see the type of representation. Go ahead, baby, show that body, y'all. You see all that? Yeah. You see them tiggle bitties, guys? All right. If no one can show you that they're traveling right now and they got a girl as good or finer than mine, don't listen to them. Don't.
All right, so back to what we were talking about.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch.
Yeah. So,
I thought we were talking about my experience, and people had questions for me on the panel, man. God,
we did. We were talking about this.
I wanted a consultation with you, bro. I wanted to, see you shake down, give you some down stuff, man. Ask me a question, bro. God,
you're part of the problem. You're part of the problem. You don't have no respect for.
How I'm part of the problem?
Hey, I'm not talking to you.
But I think like I said, us being on a black
my bad. I'm gonna let you talk on the other side, though. Blade Run 27 entered the 5 through the chat, man. I really appreciate that. Since I traveled to Colombia 5 times in the last 2 years, and 2 coworkers in the last 3 months, nothing has ever happened. Okay, go ahead, Drew G. All right, Drew G, you there? Go ahead.
I thought Drew was
okay. So I think because many of us or the channels that we frequent are mostly Black men's panels and channels dedicated to travel. And I think that's the reason why we put so much emphasis when we see brothers move in a way that many of us don't think that they're moving right. Andre, you're absolutely right. You know, no one ever really mentions that number of the people who come over safely. I always liken it to the wildebeest crossing the river. There's thousands of them that cross, but it's just that few that get outside of the herd to get caught by the crocodiles. And you're absolutely right about Europe. The knife game in UK is for real. You better be on point when you go to the UK. It's no joke. But like I said, I look at this brother and I see he's going on to Colombia. Like he said, he's trying to give people jobs, opportunities. But I ask him this: if most of your clientele is around the Mexican part of the border, why don't you go into Mexico like Mexico City? Mexico City has an abundance of educated people, an abundance of cheap property where you can, or cheap labor where you could set up your call center or whatever that you're doing. You have a great abundance of people that are in Mexico City could do the same work for you instead of flying all the way down to Colombia.
So that was a question, right?
Yes, sir.
Because I can care less about Mexico City.
Okay.
I chose Medellin, Colombia, and it's just that simple. And I'm a boss. I run my own company. I have more than one. I do what I want to do. I let other people do what they can do.
I just look at you as like you said, you are a boss, and I know one thing it always boils down to is the bottom line, and the bottom line is that it's more affordable to go to the next city that's right down from where the people you're trying to communicate with.
For
and you also too, you're dealing with a dialect. The people in Colombia Spanish is a lot different than the Mexican Spanish. Totally different. Spanish in Spain is different than the Spanish.
Get it. I totally get it, but that's for you. Money is a universal language, right? And they speak Spanish. So I plan to make moves in Colombia and Medellin because I already know people that are in the same industry, that's in the same niche, that's successful and are doing what I'm doing and utilizing those same services.
Okay. So like you said, since it's for me, then like I said, I lived in Spain for a while. And one of the things I noticed is that when Spanish speakers from Spain, when they hear Mexicans, they laugh. They think they're ignorant. Mexicans may think Colombians are ignorant. So I'm just telling you, as a businessman, look at your audience. Look at who's speaking to them, because the dialects are different. They're totally different.
And I'm aware of that. So if you don't have anything to do and you want to help me recruit and you want to help me run my business, you know, you can actually help. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can get my contact information and give me a call. You get what I'm saying? But until then,
sounds good.
I'm looking at Medellin as being a home away from home. Looking forward to making some investments in Colombia because it's one of the most beautiful places in the world. When it comes to quality of life, waking up in the morning not seeing chemtrails, going to the fruit and vegetable market where I'm getting the produce fresh out the ground, and I'm able to fill up a back seat of a car for $25 to $30. I'm getting fresh pineapple juice and fresh watermelon juice every day. You know, when you find that place for me, let me know. But right now, Medellin is it. I'm in love with that place, the infrastructure and all.
All right, let me catch the super chat. Morning drive coffee break again with a super chat, with $10 super chat. Man, I really appreciate that. He says, I have much more crime here in Miami. Maybe it's the Matrix women behind the exaggeration of crime to try to get you passport bros to stay put. LOL. Act right, obey the laws, and you should be fine. Appreciate the super chat. Good point. Morning drive, coffee break. Risky Things 08 with a $1.99 says super chat. People been dying visiting Colombia since the 2000s.
Bro, I walk out my house every day, and people dying every day in Houston.
And when I was in Chicago, they was down there on the regular every day.
I'm talking about people that I know hung around. Like, people dying every day. The little youngsters that's 2 generations down under me.
That's what give me.
They out there
winning. Talk about Colombia as Andre. Colombia invented death or something.
Andre, can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
Are there what are the social safety nets that are in the there for the poor people in Colombia?
In regards to, give me an example of what you mean by social
Welfare,
safety nets.
WIC. Are those things existent down there?
Yeah, they do. They actually have. It's not WIC like it is in the United States. For those that don't know, WIC is, he's talking about the program for women, infant, and children. And they don't have a program set up like that, but they do have programs. You'll see them lined up. You don't even realize that a bank is set up for welfare. Y'all just think sometimes y'all. That's what I'm saying. There's a difference between being a visitor and living here. There are banks that are set up for those that are getting welfare. And so you'll see them in lines and they're just getting their checks cashed or just getting their money from the government, but you won't know it. You just think it's just a regular bank that people are standing in line for. But they do have not to the extent of the United States, absolutely. But not but it's not that they don't have any. It's just that it's not to the extent of the United States. I agree with you 100%. A lot of things that you guys are saying, I agree with. I'm not denying anything that you gentlemen are saying. What I'm saying is this. Let's not, two things I'm saying. If this country is not for you, it's not. Go. I like what the other brother was saying. Go to this country. Go visit that country. That's the beauty of being a passport bro. Our channel is called Love Crossing Borders, plural. Don't cross just one border, cross several borders. So I agree with you guys in regards to that. But I also say let's not ignore with in regards to what we talk about as crime, because everything we're saying as far as crime is true about Colombia. It is a dangerous country to be in. It's always been like that for quite a while, since the 90s, actually. But let's not forget about the millions that come here every year and don't have an issue. And we're just talking about 2 cities. I didn't talk about all the millions that go to Bogota, the hundreds of thousands that come here to Cali. Every time you turn around, I'm seeing somebody from Europe down here. Europeans love Cali, Colombia. It's the capital of salsa music.
Facts.
And so at the end of the day, and there are incidences that are starting to occur here in Cali as well. But there are so many hundreds of thousands of people that come here to Cali. It's not publicized like it is in Medellin or in Cartagena. So that's all I'm saying. Let's not ignore the millions that come in the name of, like the Bible says, what do you don't try to get the mote out of somebody else's eye don't try to get the speck out of somebody else's eye when you see a big moat out there as well. There's a whole bunch of people that come here and go back home, and I interview them. That's the part. I've got so many interviews with white people that there's a lot of stuff I haven't posted yet. I got so many interviews with white people, Asian people, African people that come here to Colombia and have the best times. Because I've been into 34, 35 cities. So I'm everywhere. I'm in Bucaramanga, I'm in Manizales, I'm in Pareda, I'm in Santa.
The brother on the panel is a perfect example. He had a great time. He had an excellent time.
But the thing is, I was moving correctly the entire time, and y'all have a problem with me going to a family function on Christmas. You know, brother, that is saying I'm moving wrong.
I just laid out the points for you.
You didn't get the whole story. You jumped to the conclusion. He moving wrong. How I'm moving wrong, and I was moving right the whole time.
Brother, we just had that discussion, and I laid out 4 points for you where you were not moving correctly.
No, but you were wrong. But you were.
How am I wrong?
Because I went to a family function, you were completely wrong,
brother.
Everything
you say you went to pay for play. Didn't you say you went to pay for play? Those are the.
There wasn't no paper play. That was no paper play. So I'm trying to understand.
You said yourself you went to do pay for play. I just went down the list that Andre had gave us.
I said I ordered
the list that Andre had gave us. He laid out 4 things. All 4 of those boxes you checked. You checked them, and that's what I'm saying.
I said I ordered a 2-piece 2 different times, and I went to a spa. Yeah, of course I'm going to absorb the culture. I'm going to.
Brother, did you not let your guard down? Did you not let your guard down?
This person that I went to
did you not let your guard down?
Okay.
How let my guard down going to a family function?
All right, let me catch you.
That's what I'm trying to understand.
Mr. Chill says Steve Urkel cousin trying to floss. LOL cornball. Let's talk about my man B Dub. Shout out to WM Mustafa with the 5 Super Chats. Andre, would you recommend the bro find a wife in Colombia since he's going to be there?
Colombia is in South Carolina and in the state of Washington. I don't know what he's talking about. That's where Colombia is.
Spell it right. Spell it right.
I want to welcome Kobe to the show, my man Kobe.
That's almost a
All right, what's going on, Kobe? What's your thoughts, brother?
No, I was just wanting to chime in because boy came in and he said that he asked him if he's in Houston, why did he go to Mexico? And what these guys not realize, you don't just pop up and do business. You gotta do business where you come from. And a lot of countries have different restrictions. So maybe the man didn't want to navigate all the restrictions through Mexico because he liked Colombia better. You have to do business in places that you come from. I do business in Thailand, Colombia, Dominican Republic, and I'm heading to Africa next week to open up some stuff in Africa. So you have to do business where you come from. You can't just say, hey man, because you live in Houston, why not do it in Mexico? That's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, people don't understand that what I'm doing as far as business, and I've been doing real estate for 5 years. So I've hired people, in Central America. I've hired people in the Philippines mostly, So I'm looking at what makes sense for me, So what makes sense to other people, it makes sense to them. It don't necessarily make sense to me, but if it makes sense to them, cool. I'm doing what I do. You get what I'm saying? So. Yeah, man. We just gotta let them talk, man. But if it's a question to ask, I'm definitely gonna answer the question or whatever.
I want to say, bro, James $99 super chat. He says, "I appreciate the convo. I appreciate that, the broke genius."
I'm about to jump off, but I just want to say salute to you guys on the panel. Safety, of course, and blessings go out to anybody that's traveling, wherever you're going. And
Drew, have you came to Medellin? Have you been to Colombia?
No, I will not go into Colombia.
Oh man,
you ain't even been here. You
can't even talk, bro.
On, man.
You can't even talk, bro. Bro, I just spent 2 months.
Put myself on mute.
Drop myself there. Just drop myself there, bro.
Andre. I've listened to your show.
You listening, bro? You got to live it, bro.
I know, Drew, and everything we say is true. But man, you got to be boots on the ground. I said this last night.
5 days. I did not go out there for 7 days. I was there for damn near 2 months, bro. I was living. I wasn't on no vacation.
Hey, brother,
you watching too much content, bro. Get on the plane, bro.
I'm glad. I'm glad that you decided, and it's just like you would tell me about my business and your business. I'm glad that you took that risk. I don't feel like taking that risk. And like you said, Andre, you
I love how you worded the risk. You caught
Andre, you just said to the panel yourself, if you ain't about it, stay out of it, right? I'm not about it. I'm staying out of it.
Yeah, I'm all the way about it.
I got it.
So that's it. You just told us. You just told the rest of the panel the best, or the rest of the audience the best information. If you're not about it, stay out of it.
That's true, Drew.
And Kobe,
touche, my brother. Touche.
Hey, you guys have a good day. Love.
All right, love, man. So Kobe, that was a good point, right? Because someone that actually was in the chat asking me about Mexico. For one, I don't want to go to Mexico City. Mexico City that's cartel ran all day. If people don't know, you know what I'm saying? I've been to Mexico. I haven't been to Mexico City, but that place is dangerous. How many times that been on Vice News, right? So it's like the cost for the actual the services that I need, and having the abundance of that as well. So knowing people that are already successful in my industry, and they are actually in the same niche as well, these people have built and structured call centers in particular places, some in the Philippines, some in Central America, some in Egypt, and you got some in Medellin, Colombia. Okay, so I chose Medellin, Colombia because I like the infrastructure and the place in general, and now I love it. Now that I've been down there and touched down out there, so yeah, I love it out there, bro. You know what I'm saying? So anywhere it go, if you need Spanish speakers, then you got to go.
Let me ask you this, Kobe. All right, Kobe. Let me ask you this, man, because you've been in Medellin quite a few times, man. What do you think about the safety out there?
I think it's relatively safe, bro. It's just all about the circles, the positions you put yourself in. So a lot of these guys, you want to go meet these girls off the Tinder and stuff like that. just putting yourself at risk. But overall, percentage wise, it's pretty safe, especially I'm in Houston also, bro. So especially like compared to Houston, it's not like somebody's going to step on your toes and then shoot you in your face. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Kobe, you in Houston too?
Yeah, I'm in Houston too.
So what side of town you be on?
I'm on the north at Passportbros.
Oh, Tascasita. Yeah, I got a couple houses out there. It's not in the Tascasita. It's right there in Crosby. That's right down the street. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah. But you're not from a Tascasita, are you?
Nah, I grew up in Harlem Clark.
Oh man, you from Harlem Clark, bro? I'm from South Park. People
okay, right? Yeah.
People get in the business all day, right?
yeah, all day long. Yeah, I went to Jones.
How old you?
I'm 46.
Okay, I'm 41. So you probably know my cousin, old man. Then you probably know old man.
Yeah, I know Puggy. I know.
Oh, you know Pug?
Yeah, I know Pug. Yeah, I know a lot of guys from South Bank and Wesley Square and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where I'm from.
We got a whole family reunion over here.
But this is a prime example though, Kobe, because you can tell these people people get lit up every day over here.
There's nowhere in Colombia. There's nowhere in Medellin that has the violence and the tendency for violence as like South Park. No.
And that's what I'm trying to tell them. I'm literally from that environment, grew up, born and raised. People get stretched out all day. So you pick your battle.
I want to welcome the Art of Will to the show. What up, Art of Will?
Shout out to Will.
How's it going, BMT and Dre? Man, I love this.
Will?
I love this interface panel. Gavin, man. Gavin knows how to hook it up. He's on point with that.
He really does. Shout out to Gavin.
Yeah, what's up, dude? I don't know who you are, but what's up? I want to speak too, man. Just to be nice, man.
Yeah, how's it going? Hey, No Reservations reached out to you. I don't know if you got his email or not, but I don't know if you're familiar with him, but yeah, he said he reached out to you.
To me?
Yeah. He sent you an email.
You say no reservations?
Yeah, no reservations.
Man,
okay.
My email.
Huh? I told him about you.
Damn. Well, in the chat, let me make sure you got the right email. I guess I don't know, bro.
Well, no. I don't know if it was an email or if he just sent you a comment on the show. Anyway, so I not speak on Colombia. I've never been there. I thought about checking it out. I'm kind of still leaning towards the no. But two things I wanted to talk about. One, that Asian guy. I saw red flags with that female immediately. Immediately saw red flags. So this has nothing to do with Colombia. I immediately. One, the dude is in his 50s. I think he's like 50 years old. The female's what, 19? That right there. Second, I think she had like tattoos on her neck. That's another one.
See, mine had jobs, and was in school. No tattoos.
My wife got a master's degree.
No tattoos. Accountant. Look, no tattoos, jobs, and school.
These dudes begin with these bottom feeders, man. They get with beautiful bottom feeders. Yeah, they blame the whole country for what they did.
Yeah, these people don't even know.
I thought she was 23 though.
No, you can get with a bottom feeder. You just gotta treat them as a bottom feeder. You get what I'm saying?
I wouldn't waste my time. Because if you're in the bottom 10% of Colombia and you're getting off the plane, guys like us are getting off the plane. We're in the top 10% economically in many countries, not just Colombia, many countries. And I'm dating only the bottom 10%. You tell me that little 80% window, I can't find nobody to just spend 4 or 5 days with.
Right now you're speaking to the choir, but you know how guys are, bro. You know some of these guys gonna go straight for the gutter, dog. You already know. So,
like your boy.
Yeah, if you're gonna go straight for the gutter, treat it like the gutter, dog. That's the problem.
BMP like them dusty.
Yeah, there you go.
Red dyed
right there.
So the thing was, people wasn't even asking me the type of women that I was dealing with. Like, I didn't go there just to deal with women, but like, I'm a man, and and the average woman walking around was a 7 to an 8. Of course, I'm gonna like date women and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So it was like people not even asking the type of women I was dealing with. They was just assuming just because I said I went to this one place. So yeah, I think people have their own perception of it because of what they see and what's painted for them online. But me, I decided to go there and see it for myself. You know what I'm saying? And bro, hands down, one of the best views, one of the best places, and the quality of life and the cost of living, hands down, is killing this out here.
Another thing about the barrios, we have to realize the barrios and the favelas, I hope I pronounced it correctly, in regarding comparing to Brazil, are two totally different things. Some of us have to realize that when people in Colombia buy a piece of property, they keep it in the family for generations. So when they first purchased it, it was probably land all around it. And when they first purchased it, it was the whole neighborhood was brand new. But as time progressed, technology progressed, that what was new in the past in the 70s and 80s when grandma first purchased a house looks like an old house compared to what's out there new. And I see that with Colombians a lot. Colombians will take a house that they've had from 70s and they'll actually build the second floor for the next generation. Then the third floor will be for the next generation. So sometimes in the Colombian houses, what's very common, you'll see a house that's in what's called so-called the hood, but it's got 3 generations in it, and the families own that house right out. Nobody owes the government other than taxes. They don't owe any banks. And so a lot of times what we consider like, oh, that's the hood right there. It wasn't always like that. But when you live here, you know that. You hear the stories, you see the history of communities. But before I lived here, I kid you not, I didn't know the histories of communities. Now, just because I know what I know, would I go to those areas? No. Like I said, the only time I've ever gone into certain neighborhoods is Andrea's grandmother's house on Christmas, into the house, enjoy ourselves, have a good time. And everybody else, it's not like we're going into the house and hiding. It's Christmas. Everybody's in the house.
Yeah,
everybody's in the houses. Music is playing. Everybody's celebrating. So nobody is going into the houses and cowering in the corner, hoping nothing happens while we're there in that neighborhood visiting Andrea's grandmother. Every neighbor has their families there enjoying the holidays as well.
Hey,
so
I just wanted to say this though. I just wanted to come in and chime in and commend Loopy. You know what I mean? Because it's a lot of dudes out here who have a fear of travel or have a fear of experience, a fear of life. And fear is what hold a lot of black men, or a lot of men in general, back of going and living their best life and experiencing life. You know what I mean? It don't matter if it's the hood, if it's the rich neighborhood. You can get got anywhere in this world. But, you know, what we learn in America as black men is how to move. Especially if you was raised a certain way, you can go place your feet anywhere in the world and know how to move and know how to survive and know how to, you know, interact with the people. So you don't have to be scared to go to Colombia. I'm in Brazil right now. Go to Brazil, be around certain quality people or qualities of people, because what we had to grow up and survive in, and we still here today, ain't nothing that we can't, ain't nowhere that we can't go.
Yeah.
We can't get through. So, man, I commend you, man. Keep traveling and keep doing your thing.
Yeah, man. Like every time I went somewhere. So like when I went to Jamaica, I went to Mexico, I went to Puerto Rico. Like I'm a vegan, so I always have to go deal with the locals because I want the fresh produce. That's one of the first things I'm looking for inside of another place as far as when it's countrywide. So like, man, I'm always going to where they would normally say, man, why you want to go here? Or, man, it's sketchy over here. But man, to be honest with you, man, everywhere I've been out of the country, man, I get a ton of love just off my hair and how I look alone, bro. And the way I carry myself is totally different as well. So man, I've been embracing, you know, just being able to go to these different places and then able to shed light on it to let us know my thoughts or my perception on it, because everybody have their same vision, have a different vision in what they saw.
Hey, I just also wanted to point out, you got some hating ass expats in both Colombia and neighboring countries that are putting jackets on some of y'all. So I just wanted to point that out as well.
Yep. And that's why I was cautious with who I connected with as well. So just say, for instance, Passport Dog, like I said, I took a consultation from him as well. BMT ended up having to bust a move, but Passport Dog was still here. So you know, like I wasn't there partying and stuff like that. So I connected with him like my last week, even though the first time I met him, I had met him and I brought him a care package, you know what I'm saying? And it was dope. But after that, I didn't see him for like another month or so till it was almost time for me to leave. You know what I'm saying? He was like, man, you've been staying pretty low key. I was like, dude, I told you I wasn't here to party. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it was just a different experience for me versus everybody else. Like I didn't go to Parque Yeres until my last week there. You get what I'm saying? I didn't go to the club till my last week there. So just so many other things that I did, booking certain experiences that just set me apart of what everybody else was doing. Like I went to museums and everything, dude. Like it was just like I got a lot of footage doing real dope stuff. Like if you haven't been to the mountains and got a massage at a coffee plantation, and then they take grounded up coffee and massage you with grounded up coffee, you and your, you know what I'm saying? And you overlooking the mountains outside getting rubbed down with grounded up coffee. Then they throw you in a sauna, or you can go take a dip into an open rock pool that was made in the mountains. Until you do that, what can you tell me? Because that's what
I've been to, and I'm going to let my brother speak next. I've been to over 19 waterfalls. I've been to the edge of 3 volcanoes. I'll be doing an excursion. We're right outside. Cali, Colombia is right off the Pacific Ocean, an hour and a half away. So next year, well, actually later this year, I'll be doing whale watching for the first time, where I'll be out in the boat and over 3,000 whales come from the Antarctic to Chile and Colombia. So I get a chance to enjoy that. My first date my wife took me on is I walked up to her in the mall. We just so happened to live down the street from that mall. And I asked her, excuse me, would you happen to know? I'm ready to pull out my Google Translate. I didn't know she knew English. But once I found out, I said, would you happen to know where there's a good museum here in Cali, Colombia? Because I'm trying to get to know the area. Next day, first date, she took me to the museum. Dudes that deal with beautiful bottom feeders don't go to museums. They don't go to waterfalls. These dudes ain't going to Guatapé and walking up those 700 steps. When you were saying it, brother, I walked those steps. I know that feeling of you got to pause for a little while. Are you going to turn back around, or you just going to go ahead and keep on walking up the stairs?
Because they showing the numbers on the step. They showing the number on the step.
650 stairs. You got a few more stairs to go. Should I walk up the rest of the stairs, or should I just wait down here where the restaurant is?
Hold on, Andre. You get the 650, 659, or whatever number that is. You thinking you at the top, but it's a whole you gotta go around that corner. I'm like,
but you see how we can relate to that experience? That so many guys who've been to Colombia several times over cannot tell you anything about Colombia's beauty. Cannot tell you anything about. When you said you went I forgot what you rode on the bike that you rode. Yeah, ATVs. Thank you. Yeah, brother. I went ATVs.
My boy.
They can't tell you anything about the snow-capped mountains. Dudes don't even know what snow in Colombia.
Bro, my dude.
They don't know nothing about the excursions where you go to the snow-capped mountains in Colombia, not just snow in Denver or snow in Chicago. I know it's cold back home, guys.
Man, hey, look, my boy.
When you can experience these things, these are like when you're there on top of a mountaintop and you're seeing really blue sky. I thought I knew blue skies until I was 14,000 feet above sea level, and then I really saw the blue skies. It's those experiences, guys, that we're talking about, the real Colombia. When you're in small cities like Santa Rosa that has the hot steam water coming down from the volcano, and by the time it reaches you, it's that body soothing warmth, and that you're in those pools, and it has an impact because of the nutrients that come down from the volcano, makes it all the way down, and now you're in this pool of some of the most healthiest water there is. Dudes don't know. They don't talk about stuff like that. This is what the other millions of people that come to Colombia experience. So when the few guys, sadly, and the few ladies, sadly, something happens to them, they are the minority. Even those that go unreported are the minority compared to the millions of us that have come here every year, nonstop, and enjoy. Thank you very much, brother. The hot springs, and enjoy Colombia, the real Colombia. Not that some of you guys have never been to Bucaramanga, one of the most expensive, beautiful cities in Colombia.
It's like
you ain't been to San Andreas, the island.
Kobe want to say something.
Go ahead, brother.
Kobe, you want to say something?
Oh, no, I'm just listening now. I lost my thought. I wanted to say something a little bit.
So
Go ahead.
There's three things that I wanted to do that I didn't do that I'm definitely gonna do next time. One is go to the B Forum. The B Forum is northwest out of Medellin, and that's an experience that I didn't get a chance to do was the B Forum, the waterfalls, and then there's another place 7 hours away from Medellin, called Corolla Valley or something, with the super tall trees. It's like 7 hours away. That's the third thing that I really wanted to do.
In Salento.
Along with paragliding to see the whole landscape of Medellin. That was like probably the last thing that I just
a lot of people miscategorize how poor they think Colombia. Colombia is not really a poor country. They got a lot of textiles and industries that produce a lot of money. It's not just only about tourism in Colombia. Like I went to a place with Aaron, where I was showing him where they make leathers and all that kind of stuff. It's not necessarily, it's all relative. When we talk about how these countries are poor like this, it's not even a poor country or violent like that, really.
I was just looking at, it's kind of funny that you would say that, Caleb, because I was looking it up a week ago, just looking at the export of Colombia. Number one export in Colombia is oil, gas, petroleum. That's the number one that leaves out of here. Secondly, a lot of guys don't realize that there are manufacturing companies in Colombia. Colombia sells over $900 million worth of cars being exported out of Colombia alone. Let's not talk about that. The number one exporter into the United States of flowers is Colombia. 99% of the flowers for funerals, the Kentucky Derby, graduations, Valentine's Day, all those flowers that you see when you're in Walmart and all the other grocery stores, every one of them come from Colombia. Let's not even talk about that Colombia is the number one exporter of emeralds around the world. Oh, I forgot. Colombia is one of the number one exports of gold around the world because it's connected to Peru's oil. Gas. Gas.
They don't realize there are actual gold mines in Colombia. People don't even realize that.
That's another thing I went to do. I had went and looked at some emeralds because I know that that's like the emerald capital of the world, something like that. So I went and looked at emeralds, and I also went to it's like a, I don't know what it's called, but it's like a whole place full of flowers. It wasn't the Yarden place. It was another place that was on Cadera 43 that I had walked to there one morning, and I ended up buying a particular plant that I've never seen before, but it was loaded with a lot of plants and stuff that I ain't never saw.
And I've never seen anybody getting scoped at a waterfall, at a hot water spring. I've never seen anybody get scoped when they were visiting a volcano. I've never seen anybody get scoped when they were in the RV or when they were riding some of the bikes that you were talking about. Medellin has the most beautiful golf courses for you guys that play golf, like Zoom to Thailand, that they got 3 beautiful golf courses. I've never heard anybody get scoped on the golf courses. The bowling alleys in Cali, if you're a bowling dude like I am, I'm horrible, but I'll get out there. I didn't go there. Get scoped and robbed in the bowling alleys of Colombia. None of that. I haven't heard anybody get scoped when they sit out there and go to some of the excursions that are out there to enjoy. I've never heard anybody go fishing in Colombia. For all you dudes that like to go fishing, whether it be in Cartagena or whether all these lakes around Colombia, not one person has ever said, I got scoped or I got robbed when I was out there fishing. It's only when you dudes do the pay for play, the party all night, the beautiful bottom feeders, the women that have nothing to offer and have nothing to lose, and then you want to blame the whole country for your behavior. All these things that we just described in the last 20 minutes, most black guys, this is a crazy part. Whenever I do them, whenever I go to the Juan Valdez Coffee Park, and I go out there to that theme park, because people in the United States don't even know Juan Valdez was a real person. When I go out there to that theme park, I see very few black people. When you go to Salento is where those giant palm trees are. It's so much to do in that area, so much to see in that area. You know how many black people I saw out there? Very few from the States. Very few. Every time I go out to do something, to enjoy something, like you said, hand gliding, or when I say going to the going to play golf or bowling or roller skating, whatever it is, a hobby, a craft, you're going to take some classes to learn a special meal.
I did the empanadas. I did the empanadas. I did the empanada class.
The only brother in all these spots.
Everything that I did, people was kind of shocked to see me there, but they was so open. You know, like it was like a warm feeling, man. Like it was dope, man. And I went to see those certain experiences that I had. I went back to see those people multiple times. So as I went on the experiences, I gained connections and built connections with certain people. And I actually went back to those places, man, and they remember me. And then, you know, getting those hugs from those other local. A lot
of dudes don't even realize Colombia has the tallest statue of Christ, bigger than the one in Brazil in Bucaramanga. A lot of guys don't know that Cali, Colombia's got the same statue of Christ. Is just a shorter version here in Cali, Colombia that Brazil has. There's 3 of them. Brazil has one, Peru has one, and Cali, Colombia has one. The exact same statue.
They keep
those
saying
guys don't know that.
They keep saying Colombia is a poor country, but they like if y'all go there and see how much development is still going on. They building so many.
Bruh, it's crazy.
Man, they building so many like high-rise condos and apartments. It's crazy. And then the apartment that I was in was all glass. The place I was in was all glass. So
but you have to realize this goes right back to what we were saying. We all who've been here before know that Colombia is separating classism in a major way. And if you're getting off the plane, as I continue to say, you're getting off the plane and you're in the top 10% economically in many countries. If you make $35,000 a year in the United States, most guys don't know that. If you make $35,000 a year in the United States, many countries. And I'm not talking about impoverished countries. I'm talking about some major countries. You are in the top 10% getting off the plane.
Yeah, but if you're not
only deal with it, like the brother was saying, Caleb was saying, hey, if you guys getting off the plane, you know how dudes are. They trying to get the quickies, but the quick ladies are at the bottom 10%. That's all you know. You don't know that it's, for example, all you guys that are Comic-Con fans. You don't know they got Comic-Con here in Colombia, but they do. And they celebrate it just like United States. You don't know that they got golf courses, but they do because they've got an upper echelon. I met a lady the other day. You thought she was a regular, everyday lady walking down the street, just minding her business. I didn't even know until I got to know her. She owned 3 car dealerships here in Cali, Colombia. And I'm not talking about no small car dealerships, 3 new car dealerships. But she's just a down to earth. You would thought it was somebody's auntie that I was talking to. Is that which guys don't deal with that? Like I said, that 80% of Colombia that guys don't talk to ever, they go to the bottom 10%.
You're talking about mindset, brother. So if you make $30,000 in the U.S., you're at the bottom. So even these guys don't know how.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Hear me out. Right. They don't know how to act 10%. It doesn't matter that they flew to Colombia and they just automatically now they're in the 10%. It's a mindset. They need to learn how to be 10%. You know what I'm saying? So since they're at the
don't let that slide by, Caleb. Don't let that slide by.
Same mentality, and that's the mentality we have to fight. That mentality.
Say that again, Caleb. Say that again. They need to learn to be. That's a good statement. I agree with everything that you just said, brother. I didn't even think about that.
Check this out. It's Jay Clyde was talking about the internet. That was another major point for me as well. Man, the whole time I was there, me sending out text messaging and marketing campaigns and being able to respond and accept those calls through my VIOP and all that, VOIP and all that. Like the internet was amazing. Like I didn't have any hiccups with the internet. It was just so many like thumbs up to where that that place fits for those who it fit. If it don't fit you, don't put that shoe on. You get what I'm saying?
But that goes back to the beauty of being a passport bro at the end of the day, that we don't have to settle for one country. You know, we left the United States because we said, you know, I didn't want to just settle for one region, one location. And so that's the beauty of it all, to where a brother can go to El Salvador and say, you know what, I think that it works best for me. Or a brother can go to Belize and say, you know, I think Belize works best for me. You got brothers that are in Tanzania right now, and that are having a great time. You know, shout out to man Coop's Corner. I talked to Austin Holloman. He had a great time in Tanzania. And so there's some brothers out there that's swearing up and down that Tanzania is the place to be on earth. That's the beauty of being a passport bro. We are not, like I always say, I am not faithful to one flag anymore. Like Chuck D said, I am no longer American. I'm an earthling. Yeah. I'm an earthling. Oh. And that's the beauty of this discussion. What works for one brother doesn't work for another brother, and there's nothing wrong with it. And I want to emphasize that for all of us on the panel as well as in the chat. That's the beauty of the passport bro movement. You can, you know, pick and choose whatever countries plural, what works best for any of us. And that's the great thing that I appreciate about all of us.
We are truly global citizens.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
All right, I want to catch a super chat, man, and I'm gonna go ahead and end off the show. I want to give a shout out to Mr. Travolta with the $5. That's a pound. Appreciate that. He says it's not about getting drugged, it's about getting robbed and deleted. Colombia is not as safe as Asian countries. No point traveling and watching your back 24/7.
True. You got to do that in the U.S. Like people don't understand. I think people, I don't know if people have been living in suburbs and stuff all their life or something, you know what I'm saying? And they don't understand what happens.
Wait, bro.
I'm just saying I don't know. You know, if people are blind, like I have a friend, he's a multi-millionaire. He actually created an app for real estate investors, right? And when I told him my life, he was like, damn, this sounds like a movie, Loopy. You know what I'm saying? So it's certain people that really have no clue on what's going on in the real outside world. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people have been sheltered, you know, their whole life, or, you know, whatever. But, you know, if people don't understand how dangerous it is out here, then you go to these other places and you get so much love, like real love, like you're gonna know it. Like you can't unfeel it. You get what I'm saying? It's like hit or miss with the person that's on the other end receiving that information about this win or how that went. You get what I'm saying?
Here's the thing. I lived in Thailand like last couple of years. I lived in Thailand like 3 months of the year, Dominican 3 months, and like Colombia 3 months. And I kind of rotate, and then I come back home for 3 months. There's only one place that I live where I keep a shotgun by the door, and I live in the suburbs in that place. You get what I'm saying? No other place I feel the need to ride around with a pistol. So it's definitely more dangerous, and just the atmosphere of danger is greater in the United States than anywhere that I've ever been in the world. So to just write off Colombia like that, I think it's a mistake. But like I say, it's all about the positions you put yourself in. If you look for danger, you will find it anywhere.
That's for sure.
That's facts. Well, guys, another great classic episode. I want to thank the guest, Global Loopy G, for coming on.
Appreciate
giving us his experience down in Medellin, Colombia. Like I said, for this show, I wanted to show Medellin in a positive light of a guy who enjoyed himself down there for a couple of months. I also want to thank Love Crossing Borders Andre for coming on. And my man Kobe, some of you guys might be familiar with him, man. He has a cigar factory down here in the DR in Santiago. I dropped a video vlog of his warehouse, so guys, make sure you check that out. And Kobe, I'm gonna have you.
I just watched that video. Okay, that's who you, bro.
Yeah,
yeah, man. Oh shit, I need to get your information. We're in the same city, man. Shit, we need to chop it up, bro. This is up to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So yeah, let's chop it up. You got Aaron, man. Put us in contact, bro.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just watched that video, man. Good stuff you doing, bro.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate the content, BMT.
Yeah, man. Kobe be making power moves, man. Everybody on the panel is validated, man. I only rock with real dudes, man.
Yeah, man. Appreciate that. Andre, next time, man. Appreciate it, man. For you
tapping in. Love across the borders.
Appreciate seeing you guys and meeting you guys, man. I really do. And I like to hear you guys' stories. And you know what the thing that I love most about this? Every man on the panel was doing something that you don't see often in the United States, and that's smile. Whether it was the brother that's in Central America right now or the guys that are on this panel right now, to see Black men smiling because of our experiences, yeah, that makes me happy.
I shedded a couple tears leaving Colombia, man. I'm almost scared to go to Brazil. I'm almost scared to go to Brazil, bro. Everybody say they cry when they leave Brazil, man. I shed a couple tears when I told my housekeeper, man, like I gave her all the pots and pans, all the plates, all the dishes, and I gave her everything because I had bought brand new everything, man. And we were both sad, you know what I'm saying? She was like my boo, but we were intimate, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, man, it was just, man, yeah, man. Medellin got a special place in my heart, for real. I appreciate the stuff y'all drop, man, for real, man. That's dope.
All right, family, we out. Peace, fellas. Another great classic show.